there was an idea
to bring together a group of remarkable people.
To see if we could become something more.
So when they need us, we could fight the battle
that they never could.
This is the Stadia Initiative.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 3 of the Stadia Initiative. I am Brian, and today's date is May 15, 2020. And folks, it is time to assemble. We're going to welcome everyone in one by one, so I want to make sure everyone's doing just fine. Germani, also known as 6'4", how are you doing today, sir?
I'm wonderful. I'm ready to get this thing started. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing great. Next up, the Thor of the group, MM2K from Stadia Dosage. How are you, sir?
Hello, my friends. How is everyone doing? Once again, I will be the one without proper 12 this week, but I'll have fun.
But you do have Cornhusk, is that right?
Yeah, I have Cornhusk.
Right.
I was embarrassed to say it, Brian. Thank you.
You're welcome. Next up is the Tony Stark of the group, Mr. Chase from Stadia Talk. How's it going, Chase?
I'm good. I'm excited to be back for another week, and we got a lot to talk about. I think it's going to be a good episode.
I agree. Next up, celebrity herself, Meg Atron X. How are you, Meg?
Hi, I'm good. Hi, guys. How are you?
I'm good. No one else is going to answer, so I'll say I'm good.
We are good.
Last but not least, the heart and soul of the TSI podcast, Eddie from Stadia Player 1. How are you doing, Eddie?
What's up, everyone? Hey, Brian. Today I'm rolling a little bit my 6'4" style Hawkeye. Know what I'm saying?
I like it.
Hawkeye.
Taking your swag, man.
So Eddie's got a nice mohawk going on. I'm holding out for the barbers to open up because my hair, I don't like it buzzed personally. So I like getting a little more style to it. So I don't know if I'm the only one that's kind of holding out for haircuts or anything like that. Or we're just kind of.
Oh, Captain, you're so old fashioned, Captain.
Whatever. I don't care. So, what's new with everyone? I think we're going to start off, just doing the traditional thing, what everyone else does, because I had nothing else to come up with at the moment. So I'm going to ask everybody what everyone's been playing lately, because that's just what, that's what people do. So let's just give a little inside information to what we've been playing on Stadia. MM2K, we're going to start with you. What have you been playing, whether it's Stadia or anything else in the world of video games?
Well, there's been nothing else, Brian, but no, yeah, it's been all Stadia, man. Division 2, I'm here to announce it. Your boy's a problem on Division 2. All right. So if anybody wants that work, come and get it. All right. Trash Mob in the house. Come and get it. That and a little bit of Octopath Traveler. I know I can't talk stuff on that. Yeah, I'm a man on the pixels. Yeah. But yeah, I'm having fun with that too. So 2 great games. That's been my week.
Awesome. Chase, what have you been playing lately, buddy?
Well, my gaming habits this week were limited. Work was a little crazy. We were talking about it off air, off for a few minutes. But when I have played, it's been a lot of PUBG. I'm that game is one that I would probably have never played just because of the frames on the PlayStation.
Sure.
And it's crazy. It's the game I'm playing the most, which is this is what happened every single time. Like every time I bought a game that I thought that I'd be playing more, like I thought I'd be playing Doom Eternal more. I thought I would be playing Darksiders Genesis more, and I thought I'd be playing Division 2 more. And here I am playing PUBG, consistently. So that's a good problem to have there. Stadia has it's reinvigorated my gaming habits, and I can't be more happy about it.
Yeah, Killmonger from Black Panther pointing down at Division 2 is like, "Is this your king?" And he's PUBG. So I think PUBG has finally toppled Division 2 within the community. The most, the game is being most played out there right now. Germani, what have you been playing?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of the Crew 2 actually. Sprinkle a little PUBG in there, I'm playing a little Ghost Recon. Played this demo for a game called Ghost Runner that had me hooked for a little while. Man, I've been playing some Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain as well, man. We're kind of all over the place with it, having a good time. Gaming has been good to me lately.
That's good. Eddie, does this sound better? I just saw the chat that
A lot better.
Okay, good. I was like, wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
So if you haven't been listening to the podcast version, maybe I'll just dub over it, whatever. Okay. So the microphone selected. The microphone select for some reason was the let's start over. Welcome to episode. I'm just kidding. The microphone selected was the webcam microphone for some reason. But anyway, down to Eddie. The Crew 2, I assume, has probably been on your playlist because of the other day. But what have you been playing anything else? Or
so let me make a plug here. Thank you very much again. Link TV brought. I had an amazing donation which allowed me to buy the Crew 2. And I played it today, first time ever playing that game with Mac, by the way. I'll let Mac talk more about that. But I played that. I played one mission of the Manhunt on the Division. I've played PUBG, Super Mario Maker, and Monopoly. I think that's my playlist of this week.
Damn, been all over the place.
Jesus, I totally forgot about Monopoly. See, it's been the week it's been. Whew.
It's been a week.
Yeah.
All right, Meg, what have you been playing?
I'm kind of all over the place, like Eddie. I feel like I've played a different game every day or two. Mostly recently, yeah, we played the Crew today with Eddie. That was so much fun. That game, I played and got it. Yeah, but then I kind of forgot about it. And now I'm back into it again, and it was so much fun. I'm going to stream it again soon. And we did Division and the Manhunt. Eddie, you and I teamed up a lot recently, actually. And then we did Monopoly. Wow, yeah, all of us, a bunch of us played Monopoly together. I did Red Dead. I did a vote, and my viewers voted Assassin's Creed for me to play, so I played that, and now I want to play that again. I got Doom, and I played Doom for the first time. So I don't know, I just played everything, and just you can pick any game on Stadia, and it's fun. It doesn't even matter. But I don't know what's gonna be my regular game next. I honestly have no idea. I'm just gonna keep switching.
That's why I can't get a hold of Eddie. He's hanging out with all the celebrities now. I get it, man. I get it.
He's become famous.
But weren't you in the Connect 2 MM2K technically?
Yeah.
I didn't know about
my 0.35 seconds of Division 2 gameplay. Yes,
they shouted you out in the tweet. So.
Yeah, they did. They did.
I was going to brought that because I saw the thank you tweet from Stadia.
Yeah,
and they tagged them there.
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's good. See, we're celebrities together.
Yeah, I'm the one picking out your green M&Ms.
That's called storyline continuation. So if you follow us from the last episode, you'd have an exact idea of what MM2K is referring to. So if you haven't listened to it, by the way, go on Spotify and search the Stadia Initiative. You can find it on any podcast platform. Cheap plug is out of the way. Before we get too much further, I do want to shout out to Daniel Davis, who became a Club Stadia VIP member today.
All right.
Just before we went live. So thank you. Welcome to the club. Party over here.
Our unofficial sponsors, thank you.
Oh, yes. Our unofficial sponsors do thank you. As Chase and Germani are proudly displaying on the top of their heads. Proper 12 is the unofficial sponsor. Okay, seriously. All right. Eddie, you still have cases left, right?
Yes, I do.
Caught a mid-sip.
Everyone who didn't got it yet, go ahead and go to case.stadiaplayer1.com. It's going to redirect you to a website where you can order this amazing case. And it comes with some freebies inside, phone clip, USB cable, and oh damn, Mega has everything with it.
Right.
Mine doesn't have anything here because right now I'm just storing the controller here. So if you think, I have a supported phone, it doesn't matter. It's just for the safety of your controller. And by the way, it looks cool to have the Founders logo, this zipper. But you know what's more cooler than that, Brian? It's what 6'4" has hanging on his walls.
Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there because
ready.
As Eddie just mentioned about his case, if you is case.stadiaplayer1.com, is that correct? Perfect. And if you're too lazy to type, I do have a link in the description. So go ahead and click that, and then you'll be brought to Amazon.
Get you one.
I think I don't know where Chase went, but he may go fetch it. He's had enough. He has walked off podcast. He is done.
I'm done with it.
All right, and then once again, we want to shout out Carly, also known as Scarlet Stream on Twitter and on Twitch, and Scarlet on Stadia. As you can see in Germani's background, I actually had a tweet pulled up from Germani earlier, but I think this is a better, better way to show it off instead. Because Germani, why don't you explain what you got going on behind you?
Fit for a warrior. The Dragon Horde.
DragonHorde.com. DragonHorde.com. They are controller mounts. For each controller that you have in the collection. This is like all of them. The Stadia controllers, the Switch Pro controller, PS4, DualShock 4, Xbox One, and then the
is that the Duke?
The Steam.
Oh,
no, that's not.
I was like, holy crap!
Yeah, that's a Steam big picture mode controller.
Okay,
and
awesome.
Yeah, that's another mount from her too. But these they have, each of them have the console. You can't see it there, but each of them have the console brand etched into them. Yeah.
Let me pull up the tweet you had earlier today. Because
that'd be
this is what I initially had ready to go because Germani had this tweet, but I didn't know you had them already hung up. Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, it's so fast.
So that's the that's the logos you can see on the actual stands here.
Yeah, and that box is super dope, man. It's like really high quality stuff.
Oh, yeah.
She said those were limited edition too, but she didn't say that officially. But I'm telling you guys now, if you wait too long, you will get like a regular box. You won't get these. I'm totally keeping this box. Like
awesome.
Just inside
the packaging was legit. No lie.
Real dope stuff.
So if Carly happens to be in the chat, Carly, I know the promo code for 15% off ends tomorrow, I believe. Give us a time on that. So if you have not picked up a controller stand, what Chase was just showing you, which is he has Germani has a controller mount. This is the controller stand that Chase has in his hand. And if you're listening to this audio form, you have no idea what I'm talking about. I'll let you watch it on YouTube, but it's beautiful. You can get it customized with your handle on there, as Chase has Stadia Talk put on there. It's beautiful. The Stadia logo as well. You can get 15% off of your order. Link is in the description. Just save 15% off of Carly's amazing work that she does. Awesome member of the community.
High quality products.
Absolutely.
High quality. Yeah.
And I know I saw like a couple days after we did the last episode, people starting to put in the orders and stuff like that. So it's awesome to see the support from the community regarding this. Do you guys have anything to add on top of that, or?
Other than there's a special guest that's in the chat right now. Eddie was shouting him out.
Let me go check
that. Oh, Link, the homie Link.
Oh, Kai's in the house, isn't he?
Oh, Kai.
Yeah. Who is Kai?
Yo, Kai, you gotta figure out we should call you Kai or Black Kais too.
So before we get too much further, I figured we'd do this at the very beginning too. I didn't mention this to you guys, but let's go ahead and say where we can find everybody, just in case we lose a couple people as the night goes on, because it's late for a lot of people. I know Rock, it's probably like 2 a.m. where he's at, so he may not be able to stick around for the whole time. So if you're new to the podcast here, the TSI podcast, or just new to my channel in general, Germani, tell people where they can find you on Twitter, Stadia, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you may want to have people find you.
Sure. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Freeform64, and you can find me on Stadia LXIV, and my YouTube channel is LXIV as well.
Beautiful. MM2K, you're up.
You can check me out on YouTube at MM2K Videos, where I cover general gaming. But if you want that Stadia related stuff where I'm giving it to even my fans like I did today, love you guys, but sometimes we got to have our coming to Jesus moments. Check me out at Stadia Dosage on YouTube. And you can also check me with the Broadband Bullies, Next Gen 720's channel, whenever he's up to doing the show. And you can also check me out on broadbandbullies.com doing Stadia articles.
Beautiful. Eddie, where can people find you?
StadiaPlayer1.com. It's the web address that gets me to all my YouTube channel, my social medias, and I see you there.
Awesome. And then wait, did you mention what just launched on Tuesday? Your show that you just started.
Oh shit!
So guys, we had the first episode last Tuesday of this week on Stadia Unfiltered. So be prepared. No control. And Brian, please, you can mute this for the podcast work if you want to. But this week I'm gonna be telling a story about whiskey and tits.
Whiskey and what? Don't repeat that. I heard it.
Jesus.
All right. I'm this time I'm marking down the timestamps of when we drop bombs, so I don't have to literally scrub through everything. Feel free to just ramble off what you feel like.
Smart man.
All right, and so you can find This Week on Stadia every Tuesday at 7:30 Central.
Yes,
and then 8:30 Eastern
time.
Perfect. And then that's you, Chase, and our friend Kai, who's in the chat, which is kind of how we led to this moment. Meg, did you just change your Twitter handle, Meg?
I did, yes.
Okay.
I meant to tell you guys.
I was like, this is different. All right, go ahead.
I changed my Twitter. So my Twitter is now just Meg_Atron_X. Whereas I think makes more sense because before it started with an underscore, like I picked that ages ago. I never planned to do anything with it. So yes, so that's my Twitter. And then my YouTube channel is just Megatron X. So youtube.com/Megatron X. And you can see me there streaming Stadia live almost every day. And follow my Twitter for other news and updates like this. When I come on here, I put that on Twitter too.
Perfect. Chase, round us off.
I'll keep mine short and sweet. You can find me over at youtube.com/Stadia Talk. And you can also find me on Twitter at Phantom UFC Fan.
Perfect. All right, and then kind of a little preview of the VIP after show. If you were listening to this on any podcast platform, we do an after show for our YouTube live audience. In this after show, we're going to talk about our predictions for the June Pro Games, since this will be our last episode before those get announced. We're going to talk about the Unreal Engine 5 demo that was showcased during the Summer Game Fest a couple days ago. We're going to reveal who our PUBG teams are for the PUBG Creators Cup, which we have been pretty mum about so far. And then, if you have any questions for us, ask TSI in the chat, and we will bring those up later. I will write them down because the chat just disappears after so many comments flood through. So, the big thing, we're going to transition to the meat and potatoes here. In a couple days, as MM2K reminded me with his awesome video today, 6 months since the Google Stadia launch is upon us.
6 months, though.
It's been 6 months. So
amazing.
We're still here. Stadia's not dead yet. As far as we know, we got games coming in 2021. So we're going to be here for a while. We're going to be here for a while. So the first 6 months, this is a loaded question. So I'm not entirely sure where to start. So we'll start with grades. So on a A, B, C, D, E, F, E, there's no E. On an A, B, C, D, F scale, where would you grade how Google Stadia has done overall? Eddie, I'm going to go ahead and start with you. If you want to just give a grade, and then we can eventually dive into maybe your actual thoughts on it, or if you want to just go ahead and do that now, feel free to just lead us off, Eddie.
All right, I will start with A+, not A++, just A+. Because in 6 months, we came from this is never going to work to this works to this doesn't have games to now this just doesn't have the games we want, or just having old games. So me as a player, I give an A+ because it works. It works on my computer. It works on my phone. It works on my TV. It has the games I want, not all the games I want. That's why I'm not giving A++. And this community, it's over the top of everything. That's why I giving this grade. But I'll let you guys talk a little bit on the bad things as well.
All right, Meg, I'm going to go with you next. So as someone who constantly streams with Stadia, so you have you're very in tune with how Stadia reacts in terms of the actual service itself. But as a consumer out there in the general public, how would you grade Google Stadia's performance in the first 6 months?
I would actually give Stadia a bit of a lower grade than Eddie. I would say maybe like a B+ or an A-. Simply like the service is amazing. The platform works great. They've come a long way with releasing games. So those are all really, really positive. But they are lacking on communication. Like, so many people haven't even heard of Stadia, first of all. How is that possible after all this time? And so many people, even if they have heard of Stadia, they don't understand what it is or how it works. And I think that Google has not done enough to counteract all of the negative media and the bad information that's out there. I don't know what they need to do, but they need to do something, because like the service is amazing. The platform is awesome. But Google needs to step it up with their communication. And I think that their whole idea is like, listen, we're still getting underway. It's going to speak for itself. It's going to get better. And then the word will spread. So I think that maybe they're just like waiting. But I do think that we could see improvements in that area.
So when you say communication, are you thinking like maybe marketing, they should kick up on some commercials or stuff like that to kind of get more people out there aware of what Stadia is? Or do you think it's just kind of them coming out and like tweeting stuff, or maybe like sharing more on Reddit or anything like that?
All of the above. I also think they need to work hard on getting like established big streamers that already stream other platforms to work and talk and speak favorably about Stadia, because they have a huge audience that if they can reach those people, then they can start kind of, converting people, if you want to say, to Stadia.
Eddie, you got something?
Yeah, I have something to add to that, because it was just before the show starting. I don't remember who shared or on which Discord or Twitter, but it was a video from a famous YouTuber doing a promotion for Stadia with PUBG.
I think that was Jack Frags.
Yes. So they did it before when Stadia launched it. And then I saw, it's the second time I saw, yesterday I think I saw a girl, content creator on YouTube, doing like a PUBG challenge that she was jumping on a pool. And now I see this video of today. So looks like Google is doing a second roundup, paying famous YouTubers to talk about Stadia.
Yeah.
And I think the PewDiePie deal may have Stadia implications behind it too. But Chase, what I don't know if I should save you for last, because I feel like you might have a pretty good diatribe coming up about Google Stadia in the last 6 months, because it is a very, as I said, it's already kind of like a loaded question. So, I mean, we literally could spend this entire podcast just talking about this specific subject. So I guess in a few words or less, give us your grade on Stadia, how they've done the last 6 months.
Good job. Good to put roadblocks in there.
Yep.
So when you asked that question, I really had to think about it for a second, because it isn't an easy question. Like when you start thinking through all the things they've done really well in the past 2 or 3 months, they've done good things, but then you have to look at the totality of where the service started, how it launched. We know games are coming, but there's still some games that we don't have yet. I think for me, I'm kind of in the same camp as Meg. I think we're either at a B, a solid B, or maybe a B minus. They're not where they need to be as far as the communication side of it, the marketing and the PR. As soon as this thing went into the free tier with the pro subscription offered to folks, they should have been marketing this thing immediately, and they haven't yet. And I've been kind of sitting back waiting to see if there'd be any movement on that, and we're still not seeing anything. So, I think a B is where I would put them right now. They've still got a lot of room to grow in the communication side, a lot of maturing to do, but they're doing good things. I mean, Shannon Studd still, good announcement, the free launch, good announcement, PUBG, a great shadow drop, a great move to get the attention and the mind share of the larger gaming audience. Yep. But there's still a lot of work to do.
Agreed. Germani, I'm saving MM2K for last because he did his video, and I just go ahead, Germani. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I give them a B plus. They started off really rough in the beginning, but they've made a lot of promises, and they've been really bringing those promises to the forefront a lot quicker than we assumed they would. We kind of freaked out on a lot of things, and they turned out to do a lot better than we anticipated them to do when it comes to games, features, and whatnot. They definitely need some work in the marketing side of things and communicating, like Meg said. That's just, you got to get better with that, especially this being something so unfamiliar. This has never really been done to this degree before. So people really need to get a better understanding of this a lot quicker. But so far, everything is looking good. It's looking bright for Stadia. So yeah, a B+ is good in my eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think they're trending upward. MM2K, round us off. What do you got?
Yes, Brian. Because I made a video earlier,
the thunder and lightning.
I feel like I am the resident expert on the
the resident expert.
okay, Thor.
Yeah, the corn husk is hitting. No, here. Okay, so I want everybody. I want everybody to bear with me. Don't throw tomatoes at me when I give this, because I'm using the Fortune 500 project manager experience when I give this grade. Let me explain why. I give it a C+. Here's why I give it a C+. Because you got to look at, and again, I'm not giving it a C+ because they are awful or anything like that. But you when you look at project management, you look at milestones, you look at where you want to be at the long end of it, and then there's got to be room for improvement, right? As they gather more games or as their communication gets better, then you elevate the grade. You know what I mean? I feel like giving an A in this case. In my case, I would give an A when they're hitting on all full cylinders. You know what I'm saying? They're going in the right direction. The platform is wonderful. Yeah. If I give you my personal grade, it's going to be an A. But as far as where they need to be, as far as saturation, as far as recognition in the game, where they want to be, I give them a C+. They're in the right place. The platform is great. It works well. We know, like Chase said, playing PUBG on it, it's fun. Like PUBG was not fun anywhere else except for PC, and then it wasn't fun there because of all the cheating. So it makes gaming all that more fun. But the things that kind of held it back to me, where they got to continue to work on top of getting more games, is their troubleshooting guides. I have a problem with them. They're not user friendly, and there are some things that are out of their element, but they need to be better at saying so, and they need to be more descriptive about them. I think that even though we understand why the games lineup was limited, they were just trying to collect data and had to pushbacks like Marvel and Cyberpunk that happened, it would be a totally different discussion. I still think that these are people that have been in the business long enough. They should have had backups, like BioShock Collection, or a couple other games in there could have went a long way. And lastly, the communication, even though it's a lot better, 1,000 times better now, it was just too bad at the beginning for that to be overlooked. So I give them a C+ just to say they're heading in the right direction. I personally love the platform, but ultimately where they need to be at in totality with the community, there's some things that they got to continue to work on. That's all.
And my grade is actually the exact same as yours, MM.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
Crazy. So, the reason is I'm the same mind of you. I think they always have room to improve. So I don't want to say, all right, it's perfect. Stop working hard.
Yeah.
Now,
yep.
Are the very beginning of Stadia was a rough launch, and from a technical standpoint, it wasn't. So, I mean, as you said, from a personal standpoint, it was a very good experience for me personally. I know right away I had computer issues, but that had to do with hardware acceleration, and I had a very bad router at the time. So, kind of doing an upgrade on my end completely changed my experience. So, I had nothing to do with Stadia, just my personal thing. Now, the communication aspect was obviously a big talking point for a lot of our channels right at the November, December, January time. It wasn't there because there literally was about a month or so, I think it was, that they did not do any blog posts. They didn't tweet. I mean, they might have had a tweet here and there, but it was just kind of like you can get the Stadia Premier Edition or something like that. But it wasn't like them talking to us or kind of telling us the roadmaps of things to come, or maybe new game announcements and stuff like that. And of course, new game announcements have a lot to do with the developers and publishers making those game announcements too. But they had a rough patch at the beginning. And I think there's always room to improve. And that's kind of where I'm sitting at too. So, I mean, a lot of my sentiments is echoed from what you just said. So I don't want to kind of repeat a lot of it. But from a technical standpoint, it's awesome. They're continuing to improve. They're adding new support for devices. We're getting wireless support finally on PCs. It's finally here. Mobile support hopefully is very, very soon. And then hopefully some more devices come along too. So, yeah, that's all I have on that front, because I think there's room to improve. And it's still a limited game library. As much as we enjoy the games we have, it's still small, and that's going to improve over time. But I mean, we can't just say they're doing perfect right now, because they're still missing stuff. But I mean, no one's perfect right off the gate. And Yeah, go ahead.
Let me chime in real quick. And again, because I know people are shocked, they want to flog me and Brian. But we're saying a C plus, not to like think of it like this: PSATs. It's a pre-college test that's taken here in the States. If you got your 14-year-old taking the PSATs, and let's just say the ultimate score is 1,300, and they score 1,000. That's not bad. You know what I'm saying? Because they still got 4 more years to grow. So that's what I'm saying. Like this platform is only 5 or 6 months old. I'm giving it a C because there's room for it to grow, and we want it to keep hitting those milestones. Like Brian said, we don't want to say, okay, you're done. Everything's good. Everything's perfect. Time to move on. We don't want to do, I don't personally want to do that. So my C plus isn't saying, oh, it's horrible. It's to say they're on the right path. They're doing great things. I personally love it. My number one way to play, but there's still milestones to be met.
Look at it this way, y'all. You're being balanced here. And I think this is something
things should be.
As all things should be. In the good words of Thanos. But in all seriousness, like we've talked about this all the time, that we can't be stuck in these silos, y'all. And at the end of the day, it comes down to we're all gamers. And we've got to be honest about this platform. And even at the times that it hurts, like I don't think anyone's being disingenuous here. C's not terrible. It just means they've got room to grow, y'all. This is not a fully finalized platform. It's still got a lot of things that have got to be added to it, folks. And you got to, again, this is, I think, the biggest thing that I can say here as the biggest takeaway. You know it works. I know it works. The chat knows it works. But what about John and Jane down the street?
Yeah. Exactly.
That's the people we're talking about, guys. We got to remember this at the end of the day, because this platform is going to live or die based off of people choosing to look at it as an option. And that's what we always have to remember at the end of the day when it comes down to this. And it's hard. I listen, we're all human. We all, want to just say, hey, it works for me. Stop talking about what you're talking about. But we got to remember there's a much bigger audience out there that this is trying to be marketed towards. I just wanted to throw that in there because I think sometimes we're human. There's nothing wrong with it. I do the same thing, so I get it.
And I know we discussed this briefly before, but and you just kind of reminded me of it. But yeah, there hasn't been really much of a marketing push from like a commercial standpoint. So to see a Stadia logo on TV, it tends to be followed with like a Doom commercial or something like that. So I mean, we discussed the idea of how hard. What's that?
Who watches TV?
Yeah,
a lot of people watch TV.
Okay, who watches TV that will be interested in playing video games?
A lot of people.
I'm actually gonna push back on that, and I'll tell you why. We have a new creator in our community, Wolock. Have you been watching his videos? He's been coming with facts. 51% of the market share of gamers are mobile gamers and popcorn gamers and casual gamers. That is the largest purchasing block when it comes to purchasing games. These people are what? Also the people that watch Netflix, Hulu. They could be advertising on those places, Eddie.
Right,
like
right. I agree with that. So my point is more like TV, because we're saying, I haven't seen any commercial on TV. But if you stop to think about who are I'm going to buy a PlayStation 4 just because I saw an ad of PlayStation 4 on TV. No, you're going to buy it because you saw it bombarding on your Facebook feed, on your Instagram feed. It's not because of TV anymore, guys. That's I was trying to say.
Can I throw something out there?
This is a good conversation. I love
in 2018, when the Xbox One X released, I remember because I was fanboying for Xbox back then. Shame on me. The biggest conversation was that November that it released was Xbox going to win NPD, right? And it was so close. I remember I had a friend at GameStop and I was calling into him and he's like, dude, don't be saying my name out on these damn podcasts. I'm like, okay, just give me the numbers. So anyway, PlayStation ended up edging out Xbox, even though it was the big release of the X. The X was all powerful, the monster that eats monsters for breakfast. Want to know why? Because it was found out in the data. I think it was done by Adobe something, that the commercials that PlayStation dropped that month on TV to let people know that their Black Friday sales were coming early were the difference maker. So we went back to Aaron Greenberg of Xbox and said, how come you guys didn't do more commercials? And guess what? He said the same thing. He said, Our tracking data shows that people don't watch commercials. The tracking data is junk. A lot of casual gamers still watch commercials. I remember they watch shows on FX and all the other stuff. That still matters. It's shrinking. To Eddie's point, it's shrinking, but it's still prevalent enough to where TV, I think, is something that needs to be invested in.
All right, I want to just counterpoint your argument because Black Friday is out of discussion because people, I'm going to watch ads on TV or are going to be always lurking everywhere because they want to get the best deal for Black Friday. Sure. So if we're thinking on Black Friday and TV ads, I completely agree with that, and that makes sense. But right now, with Summer Game Fest going on and all these rumors of PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, is any of these things going over TV? But anyway, the internet is only talking about this too. No one is talking about Stadia.
So let me just say it plainly like this. I think maybe this is a better way to say it, and I may have not have said it the right way. They need to market everywhere. They need to market in Netflix. They need to market in Hulu. They need to market in TV. And sporting events, we saw YouTube TV have one of their largest increases during the MLB World Series, during the NBA Finals, because they pushed advertising during the actual event. So there are places where targeted television advertisements make absolute sense and where it is still a large viewing share compared to the traditional. Well, it's not actually traditional. That's an incorrect statement. The atypical place, which we would say is the internet or YouTube videos. So quite honestly, I think the best way to say this is they need to market everywhere. They need to be on TV. They need to be on Hulu. They need to be on Netflix. They need to be on Facebook. They need to be on YouTube. Anywhere they can be, they need to get their freaking face out there.
Newspaper.
It doesn't matter. That's pushing it. But they need to be in both traditional and non-traditional marketing spaces, and they also need to get billboards. I keep talking about this when people see Google Stadia 0, Xbox whatever the price is going to be, and then Cyberpunk 60, and then Cyberpunk 60, and they see the game is the same on both platforms, but one doesn't require you to spend the $500. People ask questions, y'all. They do. They go, what's the catch? And then they go and they do their own research. It happens in all other places in the marketplace. It's just gaming has never seen this type of a move.
And this is kind of a throwback, but I happen to remember that when we were just discussing this. So let me go back to this. So back in February, something called the Super Bowl happened. And I tweeted this. It'd be nuts if Google Stadia had a commercial during the Super Bowl announcing Stadia Base was ready at the end of the game. Now, I thought it'd been a really cool thing to drop just out of the sky then. But I mean, that's kind of going to my point that there is there's a benefit to sponsoring there's a benefit to doing a commercial during something big like that. Now, I get what you're talking about, like maybe just your typical FX or TNT show and just throwing a commercial there because people can just fast forward through that stuff. I get that. But having something bigger like a Super Bowl or something like that, just putting the name Stadia out there, people may not buy into it, no, but they may say, what is Stadia? And they'll go look it up and they may be interested in it that way because Google's end game is to have 1 billion gamers, right? So how do you do that? By getting the name out there. And as someone already, I don't remember who just said it, but they said people still aren't, I think it was you, Meg, that said people just aren't aware of Stadia still. Was that you?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's people out there like, what is Stadia? So, I mean, getting the name out there in a big platform, something like the Super Bowl, obviously that costs a lot of money, but Google is, got a couple dollars they could throw their way. But having an advertising game out there, whether it's on TV, more so on the internet, like Hulu or YouTube, obviously they can pretty much by themselves on YouTube. So just having a bigger advertising game, a bigger marketing plan, I think is a big way to bump the grade up for me personally.
You know what they need to do, I think would be excellent to where, again, you're not fully invested in TV like how Eddie was alluding to. That may not be the best thing, but you're still invested enough. I would say when Madden comes, buy the marketing rights if you can to Madden and plaster that shit all over ESPN. Plaster have them playing it and stuff all over ESPN, because that targeted marketing worked at first for Gears 5 slightly. But I think if you do it with Madden and people see like, oh, the Stadia, I can play it on my internet. Holy shit. that will go a long way. Sorry for the editing faux pas, Brian.
No, you're fine. I wrote the timestamp down. Adam Noah Stadia Rock commented, they are advertising exactly as much as they feel ready to advertise Google own advertising. They know exactly what they are doing, which, yeah, I mean, Google's been in this game for a while. So, I mean, I think it's a very good comment here by Rock. So, you guys have anything further on the marketing side of things, or just the whole grading Stadia, how they've been doing as a whole?
No, I think we've said everything we can on this one. I mean, I have at least. Sorry, I shouldn't.
Yeah, no, I want to throw anything on one thing else, but Jade said that I don't have anything to say.
So we must all shut up now. All right, see you night. See
everyone.
Good night.
We move on.
Oh my God.
All right, let's go ahead and transition here. So Ubisoft, one of Google's biggest partners for Stadia, has recently come out and said that Google Stadia games from us are doing well. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this one up so we can kind of give people the idea of what the hell I'm talking about. So this is exactly what Ubisoft said. More and more games now available on Stadia, which are doing well. We are also using a lot of Stadia possibilities to actually do development because it gives a chance for work from home people to review some of their games. So it's something interesting. Cloud is coming at a normal speed. I would say it's getting better and better. We think at the end of the year, you will see some evolution on the number of players and also on the brands that will be launched there. It's a good long-term trend that will change the industry, we think. And this kind of echoes what Bungie said, and they kind of mentioned that here, that they've been fortunate to be supported by Stadia to scale up our remote playtesting capabilities quickly. So any immediate thoughts that jump out at you guys in terms of what Ubisoft had to say about Stadia being something that's working well for them? Now, I'm a big fan of what Ubisoft brings, and I think they are a huge partner for Stadia. I'm ready for Uplay Plus to show up. The Ubisoft games on there are probably my favorite ones to play personally. So, Jeremiah, do you have immediate thoughts about Ubisoft being very public about how Stadia is doing for them?
I mean, with every new console and even new innovations, I talked about this before with Ubisoft and Nintendo, and when they bring something different to the table, Ubisoft is one of the first companies to really jump on it in a big way. So, I mean, and looking at the level of quality we've seen across their games as they continue to put new games out, they've gotten so much better. I could totally see why they'd say that. They're bringing quality product to the platform, and a lot of people are having a lot of fun with it. So I don't see why they'd have any other thing to say about it. I mean, they should be doing spectacularly well at this point. We've talked mostly about Ubisoft games we've been playing in numbers as of late. So,
I mean, with Division 2, Assassin's Creed, The Crew 2. I mean,
yeah.
they have a good penetration of the Stadia platform,
and they're really working hard at ensuring that they any issues that they have working on the platform or building their games up, that they work those kinks out. Those guys are working really hard on the platform. So, yeah, I believe this it's just really good what Google is bringing. Like they said, the trend is going upward, and there's just no way they couldn't shine here. So, yeah.
Yo, I'm sorry, Brian, but I just realized that I cut my phone and I was counting. Except for Just Dance, I own every other single Ubisoft game. It's like I am an Ubisoft but what can I talk about? They make good games.
You don't own Just Dance? What the hell's wrong with you?
At the moment.
At the moment. I'm listening. No?
No, that was all. Like, yeah.
So, Eddie, I think you're a good person to definitely tab on this, because during the Stadia Super Saturday, you did a full discussion on Ubisoft. So,
right.
I mean, does this kind of comment surprise you from Ubisoft, or?
No,
otherwise?
Not actually, because we already know they have this strong relationship. And let me break it down a little bit to folks who doesn't know game development. So when you are developing for a console that has specific features for the console, every single developer has a dev kit on their desks. So you have that physical PlayStation 5 with the V format that everyone thought it was going to be the released one, but it's the dev kit. You have the Xbox dev kit on your desk. And right now, everyone is working from home. And Stadia has helped them to continue developing because they don't need to have that dev kit on their desks. They're just using the almighty cloud to develop their games. So they're continuing on the development, and then they will probably need to do something else to make sure that the development they continue doing is going to be working for the other consoles.
Good shout there. Meg, what are your thoughts on Ubisoft's comments?
I kind of agree with 6-4, like what he was saying. I mean, they're great games, of course. Like, people love them. I play all those games. They're all my favorites. Like, you know, they make great games. And not just Dance, the rest. The rest. But yeah, they're awesome, and they run really, really well on Stadia. They look great. They play well. You know, I was playing Crew 2 today and Division the day before, so it's awesome. So yeah, I'm happy to see that they're saying that it's doing well, because I'm so tired of all the negative media and the negative news. So I'm happy to see something positive on there.
Yeah. So TSI Dance Off, can we all put?
Oh my god, I can't. No, I don't have enough space. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
So Chase, I saw you were playing Just Dance earlier, so maybe you can shed some light on this. So,
were you really?
No, he was not. Oh my
god. My wife would take incriminating photos and then use it as some type of what is that, leverage? Blackmail, exactly.
Put on those happy feet, huh?
No, I mean, I think it was interesting that Yves Guillemot, it was their recent, you were talking about their earnings call, they talked about the success of Stadia, and Yves is not one to lie. Like, they're always, Ubisoft has always been out in the forefront of game development. Like, every time there's a new push in a new sector in gaming, Ubisoft's always there. They're always one of the first stakeholders at the table, because they always want to be in every type of segment that exists. And for them to come out and say that they've seen success, which for them, that means they have generated revenue. It isn't just that they're riding, you know, a even keel here, folks. It means that they're at their projections and above. So that's a good sign. Like, for them, if that's where they thought they were going to be, that's a really good sign. I don't know, you know, we're not going to know those public figures. I would love, of course, to be a fly on the wall to see what they thought their projections were going to be, but it's a good sign, you know, and I think that's a recipe for success for more developers. The more that the developers see that Ubisoft's happy with Stadia and that Bethesda's happy with Stadia, and so on and so on and so on, you're going to see more developers be more inclined to be willing to say, you know what, while we were resistant against it at first, we can no longer sit back. We have to get involved now, because this is an important place to have your games where someone could potentially purchase your game. So
before I get to you, one thing I want to mention regarding Ubisoft, and I think something that they're doing extremely well, is pretty much any new game that comes out on the platform, and it typically has been the older titles like the Crew. The hell was that?
For real?
Sorry, Chris's comment. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay, now I got to read out loud so people have an idea what that was. Chris said that Chase thought opening an incognito tab would hide him from everyone when playing Just Dance.
Telling him happy feet, man. Happy feet.
So regarding Ubisoft, I think what they are doing well from a publisher/developer standpoint is they are launching their games with a sale price, and they've been doing it very frequently. So the Crew 2 launched with, I think, like a $15 sale. Division 2 was under $10 when it first came out. And they're constantly on sale. So they're always constantly putting their games out there for people to jump into and to invest their time in. And I think, in my personal opinion, they're probably my favorite publisher out there right now. But MM2K, what would you say about the Ubisoft article that 95 Google did?
It's not surprising that Ubisoft is doing well there. I mean, let's be honest. I think Ubisoft's integration with the platform is why a lot of people came on. It's why I came on as well. I mean, even before I knew that it was going to be this fantastic, I was just going to use Stadia to play Division on the go while my wife is spending up all my money. That's all I was going to do. And then I said, "Oh shit, this is bigger and better than that." And did you get that time?
Yeah, I got it. Shut up.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Good. Okay. I'm gonna make you burn a hole through that piece of paper, my friend. You're gonna burn a hole through that. No, yeah. So it makes perfect sense, and I think it's important that they came out there and say that it's doing well. It's just showing that like to Chase's point, to kick off with that NASDAQ article. Since that NASDAQ article has come out, there's been a change in the tide, and it's important for this stuff to keep coming. So yeah, it was fantastic they came out there and said that.
I think we're still missing Eddie, but
yeah,
he should be back soon. So any final thoughts on Ubisoft in regards to maybe their support of the platform, anything maybe anticipating from Ubisoft? Obviously, Assassin's Creed will be coming out here in a few months. Hopefully it doesn't get delayed, but I don't think it will. So anything else you guys have to say about Ubisoft?
No, they rock. They're doing the damn thing, man. I'm really happy with their efforts so far.
Exactly. We're not sponsored, by the way. We just really like Ubisoft.
Yeah, no,
I do. I really do. One other thing, but it's not going to happen. I would love for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I butchered that, to be produced in the Snowdrop engine, because the Snowdrop engine is so beautiful. It looks so beautiful on Stadia.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You know what I mean? So,
the engine is incredible.
But that's just wishful thinking. That's all.
All right. Well said. So let's move on to the next topic. And there's no games on Stadia, but guess what? We're getting some new games coming up here soon. I know, right? So the most recent game announcement was PGA Tour 2K21, which is 2K's spiritual successor to the golf club. Sundered, Jotun, Chorus, and Dirt 5, I believe, are the newest games announced since we last spoke. Of those 5 titles, and if I missed one, any of those jump out at you guys as a day one purchase for sure?
Sundered, Dirt 5 for me.
Yeah, I believe it was Sundered. Let me pull this up. So we got some trailers.
Yo, 64, you have played Sundered before, right?
Oh yeah.
So I went to check.
Did you see his face? Like, yeah.
Bro. You're playing on the Switch or on the
PC? Switch, yeah.
Because I wanted to check that, and I saw Sundered. Actually, it's the second game from the studio. So Jotun was the first game. I was surprised because it looks like both of those games are really beautiful. If you look at it's like hand drawing game.
Yeah.
And both of those games are coming sometime this month. That's what Google said. With so I went to check over Steam store. Both of those games are available there with like 75 or 80% discount.
Wow.
So let's see when it drops here on Stadia. But the most the thing that got me most attention is this studio. It's called I don't remember the name of the studio right now, but they are doing another game.
Under Lotus, I believe.
Yes, they're doing a new game, and that new game, like if the studio has only done 2 games and those 2 games are already available on Stadia, this new game, we can absolutely say that will be available as well.
Oh, yeah, their upcoming title. Yeah, absolutely. I hope so, because I haven't played the other one, but Sundered is
Talk a little bit to us, 64, the story of Sundered.
I can't really give you too much of the story because it's one of those games where there is a bit of story, but it's definitely more gameplay focused. It's definitely more of a what do you call it, like a Metroidvania. But it like you said, the illustration, the way they animate the characters with the illustration, it's just really smooth, man. It's really smooth. The combat is like no other that I've ever played, man. And if you're one of those who's like, I'm not into the art style type of thing, I know Meg, you had mentioned something like that in regards to a particular game, and that's cool for those who would look at it like that. But man, I'm telling you, this is one of those games that you don't want to sleep on. It's very special, man. It's very special. Yeah.
I saw something that it may be 4 players, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh.
Yes, and I'm telling you that combat is. Woo! I'm all about gameplay mechanics over it. Anything has got to be tight and responsive, and that game had the mechanics are just so snappy. Yeah.
So do you have a comparison, so maybe a bigger game that people might know that you can compare to, or is it kind of like really its own thing?
It is. I mean, and I say, Metroidvania in the sense that you do, you figure out the map, you're searching for new items and upgrades, you do backtracking and things of that nature. But the way that the game actually plays, in itself, other than that, is different. It's unique. So I don't want to write it off. It's Metroidvania. Oh, never mind. I don't want to play that. I'm telling you, it's something special, especially with the 4-player co-op. Online is I want to play that 4 players with some people on Stadia, man. So yeah, let's do that. Yeah, that's oh my god, yeah.
Anything that brings back that co-op, man, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
One game I obviously missed out in chat. Let me know was Mafia. Mafia Trilogy will be coming to Stadia as well. So we don't know officially what we're going to be seeing in terms of release date, but I believe Tuesday is going to be their announcement. I think on Eddie's stream the other day, I predicted it was going to just drop on Tuesday, but the rumors right now are it's going to be kind of split up. Is that right? Do you guys know about it or no?
No, not actually split up. I think it's coming everything at once.
Okay.
But I think it's kind of a little, not right now, but they said they did the teaser trailer, and this Tuesday is going to be the announcement of the release date. But it's going to be package Mafia Trilogy.
Yeah.
By the way,
It's going to be a collection.
I saw a graphics comparison with the first Mafia. I think it was 99, and this one right now remaster. Holy smokes, it's gorgeous.
It's good.
It was really that long ago?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah,
They're good games. They're really good games. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I didn't play the first two. I played the third one, a bit of that. The story was real deep. Gameplay was good too. It's good, solid game.
I think out of all of them, the second one might be my favorite. I'm trying to think back through like the gameplay and stuff. Yeah, I think I would probably say Mafia 2 was my favorite.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and a lot of people are excited for this one. So here's like the actual teaser trailer in the background as we talk about it. And I see Tony Hawk Pro Skater on the bottom right, and we don't have it from the Stadia. But we do have the Mafia Trilogy.
Not to talk too much on that, but man, I gotta mention, Brian, that stream you did a while ago. We mentioned how awesome that would be. Come on.
Well, months ago, I had like a little prediction list, and at the time, there was like whispers about a Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remaster. I can't believe it actually happened, first of all.
Oh, man, dude.
So I pre-ordered it. I got the actual skateboard deck as well, collector's edition, so I'm really freaking pumped for it.
Oh, dope. Yeah.
That's if you're off topic here. So Mafia, is it in this trailer where they actually have the Stadia logo or not? Because I know that was kind of an issue. Oh, they don't have it at all. So they don't have any of the platforms. But it is coming to Stadia. We do know that. We will find out Tuesday more information about Mafia. Someone said that where this was kind of funny. So Ray said that Meg is going to rule Dirt 5 and she's going to win the Masters in PGA 2K21. So when can we expect your PGA stream?
It's got to happen now.
Oh
Ray
my
has
God.
spoken.
No, I'm not planning on getting either of those games, actually. Especially not the golfing one. Oh my God.
She says, listen, she says that now, and if she gets like to play it and she ends up beating a bunch of people, nah.
Right.
Suddenly I'll love it. But I really want Jotun. That's the one I want to get right away. Right away. I'm going to get that one. And then Sundered is second. And then the rest we'll see. Maybe Chorus, but I don't really think so. I like games with people.
Well,
golfing?
my
God.
I want to know why Jotun and Sundered interest you, Meg.
The artwork and the colors.
All right.
Yeah,
the artwork paid off this time. All right,
that's exactly it.
It is gorgeous. I'm telling you, it is.
So I mean, I'm a big sports video game fan. I mean, it's kind of like how my gaming history kind of started out with. So I mean, I was excited for this announcement, obviously, because more sports games is a good thing personally. Absolutely. But if you are really watching this trailer closely and you look at some of the character models, you're wondering how a game in 2020 has character models that look this bad. I don't want to say, but the character models aren't the greatest here, especially coming from 2K, who does excellent work with the NBA 2K series in terms of how players look, and WWE. They have some the how close to real some of these players look is amazing. And then something like this comes out, and the fact this came out as well that you can't even play with the pros in PGA Tour 2K21. You can only play against them. So I mean, I don't know what 2K is doing with the series just yet, and they're going to be relaunching it at a full $60 price. So it's going to be interesting to watch. The more I found out about it, the more I started to kind of, I don't want to say lose interest, because I still kind of want to get it, but at the same time, I just think they're kind of just phoning it in so far. But we'll find out more when it comes out. But anything about the new games coming out, whether it's Dirt 5, Sundered, Of course, that was another game. I don't know if you guys remembered hearing about. This game looked pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the space shooter, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
This is coming in 2021, I do believe.
I'm all about this game. Like as soon as I saw this game, I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Now, does anyone know if this is on the One and PS4 or is this a next gen game? Did anyone catch that? Because I know it's not.
I know they mentioned it alongside the Xbox Series X as well. So it may be a next gen game. Yeah.
God, it looks so good.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I'm looking forward to it. So
yeah. I totally forgot about that one. Yeah, that one looks like something I'm interested in as well.
Yeah. What I'm really curious is if this is more like an indie style games in terms of like budget pricing, or is this going to be kind of like a full $60 price? Do you guys know the publisher and developer offhand?
I don't.
No.
Jesus. Yeah, I did know at one point.
I'll look it up. But in the meantime, I mean, this game looks pretty good. Of course, I don't know if this is much of kind of like cinematics versus gameplay, which that's kind of a sore subject for some people nowadays. But
yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to see more. It's not a day one right now, but I'm definitely interested in it for sure.
All right, so it's coming from is that right? That can't be right. No, I think it's something else. I don't know. Okay. But yeah, so those are the new game announcements coming to Stadia at some point in the next year or so, because this is coming in 2021. We don't have any more of a release date than that. But any final thoughts on the upcoming games coming to the platform?
Jordan.
Yeah.
Just my thoughts, just joking.
Yeah, I mean, I would say this when it comes to the PGA game. You got to imagine not very many people, or not the same number of people, are going to be picking up a golf game. So the budget is obviously a lot lower. They're taking a kind of a bigger risk with this one.
Yeah.
And then obviously the athletes are going to want a big check, so
yeah.
It makes me wonder if a game like this is something where they're going to play around with maybe a new feature or something. I keep thinking that we're going to see a sports game get some type of feature, or they're going to utilize it to like springboard. Because here's the thing, like these 2K games, sometimes they look like trash visually. And I'm just being honest, I'm sorry, but the mechanics of the games sometimes are actually really good. And this could be one of those games where the mechanics are freaking awesome, even though the character models are just terrible. And maybe they put together for a FedEx Cup, you have crowd play or you have crowd choice. Like something like that could spice that game up and actually make it interesting.
Sorry, can you imagine crowd choicing like your club? It's like, okay,
that's what I mean.
All right, use a putter. Like,
exactly, because you could be like, let's say that you're like on a par five, and someone's like, instead of using a 9-iron, then you're going to be using a 3. It's like, what the, you're done. Like, and that could be the whole thing. Is maybe it's the audience is actually in it against you, the whole time. So that might make that type of game fun. So I would be on the lookout. We may see some things like that get shadow dropped in that make the game worth the purchase price.
So I want to bring up Bibbity's comment just because I think it's a good question in general, not necessarily the entire context of it, because I don't think this will be a free game for a while, if at all. Do you guys think GTA 5 is a Stadia-bound game at some point in the future, or do you think Rockstar's done with making that game on new platforms? I know it's a random question, but
if they're done with making money, then sure, But everywhere they put that damn game, people are buying casino bucks or whatever the hell you're buying there, bullet ration coins, or I don't know what the currency is in that game.
Shark cards and all that.
People buy it and they make
bullet rations,
bullet ration bucks. I don't know, and it makes a certain amount of money, and it's an NPD every goddamn day. So, Rockstar. Do it. I don't get it. Maybe they're waiting. I mean, I know that mod support is supposed to be coming to Stadia, and that's courtesy of John Justice, and shout out to Stadia Cast. I think he said it on one of his sit downs with them. So maybe they're waiting for mod support to come. I don't know, but it definitely it belongs on Stadia.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty much everywhere else. Eddie, do you want me to share what you're sharing? So
No, never mind. It's just because you guys were talking about 2K has amazing graphics. 2K doesn't have a
We
great
didn't say anything about the
characters.
how 2K
And you guys said about 2K and WWE, it's awesome.
I said it looks good. I need to back this up. Just show what. So 2K20 is one of the WWE 2K20 is probably one of the worst.
And he's like, I got receipts, baby.
One of the worst developed sports games. And back it up a little bit because I saw the it was. I mean, you probably don't know.
Yeah,
Charlotte Player, she was doing her figure 8 submission. Oh yeah, so just before this. There it is.
Yeah, it works, man. It works beautifully.
I didn't say it worked. Unfortunately, 2K20 had some development issues in terms of their developer leaving and 2K having to do it in house and all that stuff.
That move is called the metamorphosis.
Exactly. All right, so an interesting thing happened earlier this week. We got some new sales for Stadia. If you want to know what those new sales are, you can go to stadia.com and look for yourself. I'm not here to tell you. So what we are here to tell you, however, is that there is a region-specific deal currently over in Europe and the UK. NBA 2K20, NBA is typically an American thing. I wouldn't say it's exclusively American. I mean, we got a Canadian team as well, but it's not very popular outside the States. I mean, someone correct me if I'm wrong. As far as I know, it's a much more American-dominated sport. But 2K20 is now on sale for $2, or not $2. We already went over this. £2.40 pence. I don't know.
Just say cents.
2.4
People
quid.
have to make it.
2.40. Read the currency.
2.4 quids.
Is it quid or pounds? Don't tell me.
It's quid is
bucks.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, really? So it's just kind of like slang.
It's slang. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. So I thought quid was extra. Okay. Well, anyway, so over across the pond, NBA 2K20 is, I believe, 90% off. So down to 2.40. You can read the rest. Do you guys think region-specific deals is a good thing for Stadia? It's not exclusive to Stadia, so this has happened elsewhere throughout game companies. Do you think it's a good idea in terms of maybe for the consumer versus like a publisher that's trying to penetrate a market? Because as I just mentioned, I mean, this NBA is much more of an American thing versus a Europe thing. So maybe this is their way to push more purchases onto people. Because I know I saw a lot of people on Reddit saying, I just bought it because it was so damn cheap. Right. And they're not planning to play it, or they played it once and like, whatever. So, I mean, do you think region-specific deals is a good thing?
Yeah. I mean, they're trying to draw interest in different areas. People are buying it obviously at a good rate in the locations that hadn't got to sell. But I mean, we get plenty of sales, and we're not getting anything. I was a bit surprised. I saw that I think Duncan had posted that on Twitter, and I was like, oh, really? Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and purchase it here. And I was like, oh, we didn't get to sell. I was like, I get it. Yeah. They're just not selling pretty much at all over there, and they want to get something.
Exactly.
Started. Yeah. So it makes sense. Do what you got to do.
That was my initial thought. So we talked about this over on Tuesday. Ash has brought this up that he thought that maybe it was they were trying to do the reverse, that they did have a larger player count there and they were just trying to penetrate the market. But I'm more in line with what you're saying, 6'4", that I think that maybe the player base isn't as high in certain areas, and the intent behind this is incentivize people to spend the money to get the game and then get on the platform.
Exactly.
So, you don't normally do these kind of deals when you have a larger how do you say it?
Player base.
Yes, exactly. When you have a larger player base, because then it doesn't make any economic sense to drop that kind of a. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me ask regarding that. Do you mean like a 2K player base, or just like a general population player base with Stadia in mind?
Just in general, because what happens is, and I'm going to try to use the right terminology here, but basically when you do these mass marketing campaigns, and I don't know what they're doing over in Europe, because we know what they're doing here in the States is limited, but over there I have no idea, so I don't even want to try to attempt to know what I'm talking about here. But basically when they do these mass marketing campaigns, they'll send out stuff to say, try Stadia now, and here's a great news. These games are on sale, including NBA 2K20 and then they put the price point. And when they include in there that there's no cost for the platform, you have a higher chance that someone is potentially going to be converted, or a conversion into a user on the actual product that you're trying to sell. So it's all about conversion rates is what it's called in marketing. So that's kind of what I think they're trying to do there.
Yeah. So, I mean, there is precedent for the 2K series being this low. Last year, 2K19 was about $4, I think, on every single platform. And that was praised as a good move. But immediately following that, they added commercials that you couldn't skip within the game itself, loading screens. So hopefully they don't do that for the sale here. And if they end up doing the sale across the entire world, they don't do that again. But Eddie, do you have anything more on top of what you talked about on Tuesday regarding region-specific deals, whether it's 2K or just anything in general?
No, you know what? I have a question for MM because this is not specifically on this deal we're going to talk about. It's region-specific games. What I mean is we have 2 games on Stadia which is target to the Asian market, basically, which is Attack on Titan and Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan is a huge anime.
Yeah.
I was going to ask MM because I think nobody ever talked about this game, and did it trigger your interest sometime, or did you think about playing? I'm asking MM because I know he's a huge anime fan, but anyone at all feel free to talk to us as well.
That's a great point. I mean, and it's so great because until you mentioned it, Eddie, I forgot the damn game was on there. That speaks volumes because I am an anime fan. I'm interested in it, but I'm not paying $40 to play the swing around the Titan version of Attack on Titan, the swipe at the neck version. You got to bring it down and incentivize it. So I think that there is definitely incentive to grab people like me because, like you said, I'm not the only old fogey anime lover out there. There's a bunch of us out there. So bring the price down. Yep, absolutely. Bring it down. Yeah, that would garner interest there. But I'm not paying $60 for that.
Yeah, the same. I was definitely dissuaded after seeing that price. I was like, seriously, man? And I tried the demo of the game, and it honestly, to me, it wasn't very appealing. It just didn't. I was like, damn, they did a bad move with that one. But I think the Dragon Ball Z game is appealing to Americans more than the Western game. Which that one's a really good. That Xenoverse, that was a big one.
But if we stop to think about the other, I think Asian title would say it's Samurai Showdown because if it wasn't a free title, I think it wouldn't be that anyone would the amount of people who would have that game here in the America would be small as well.
Yeah. I think it was a good game for them to showcase the low latency.
Exactly.
Stadia, and that's why they made it a free title, which I think was a huge get because that is a classic, franchise that is loved.
Fast-paced game, classic.
Gotcha. FGC loves that,
Bippity Bob said Xenoverse is cool. Yeah.
Xenoverse is dope. Yeah.
Yo, Maggie, have you ever thought about streaming one of those games?
It's funny that we're having this conversation because today, or was it yesterday? Literally, one of the streams I was doing with you, Eddie, and we were waiting around, and I wasn't really doing anything. And someone in my chat, Drennan, shout out to Drennan, he was like, "Meg, will you get Attack on Titans too and stream it so I can decide if I want it?" And I was like, "Attack on the what?" And I was like, "Oh yeah!" I vaguely remember those words in relation to Stadia. So I looked it up, and on stream we watched the trailer for it, and I was like, "No, no, it's just not my personal thing." But no one talks about it, no one plays it that I know of. Okay, in chat, there's a couple people, but no one streams it. And I was like, I don't know, maybe I should check it out to bring some because I've never heard I totally forgot about Attack on Titans too. It's
the anime is totally incredible.
Oh yeah.
But the game, to me, it doesn't do it justice. It is kind of creepy.
It is creepy.
It's pretty dark.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling that.
He had the creepy smile. Yeah,
he did. He has a creepy smile. I was like, I don't want to get involved with all those teeth. So,
not to get too far off. Not to get too far off subject, but when you talk about the creepy smile on Attack on Titan, I made my wife watch the live action version. And she couldn't sleep. She couldn't sleep for 3 days.
Oh my god!
Did you like the live action version? I did. I mean, it was a spinoff of the the canon, but I liked it. I thought it was cool. It was good.
Yeah, Kai tried to get me into Attack on Titan, the series, and man, that's some dark.
It's great. It is a great anime.
Yeah.
I'll take Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Digimon every day of the week.
I want to be the very best. No, okay, that's the only anime.
Yeah, Pokemon take them all. Yep.
All right, so back on the deals, Brian. Sorry.
Yes. awesome.
We got.
I started talking Pokemon.
How do we go from 2K to Pokemon? I don't know. Eddie, go ahead.
Proper 12.
No, I think we're talking about the deals already. I don't have anything else. I think it's cool, and I hope like one game I can give an example that this deal could be. It's the MotoGP, because MotoGP, when it launched, actually in Europe had a bigger price than here in America, because I think it's more popular there than is here. So that kind of game, I think it will be a good game to showcase a special deal with North America.
That's fair. Didn't Octopath have that same issue with you guys in Canada? Or are the prices the same for Octopath as every other game?
Yeah, no, it's the same.
It is?
It's the same. It's just the exchange rate. But I'm pretty sure all of our games have been the same.
Not actually, Meg. For example, if we take a Gap Packet, for example, it's $19.99 Canadian dollars and $19.99 American dollars.
Oh.
So there are a few games there. They put it as a flat rate in the independently of conversion rate.
Okay, so So typically, like a new game would cost you $79.99, or would it cost $15? Okay.
So if you guys is $59.99, for us is $79.99.
Gotcha. I hope we do not get to that point, but let's move on, because as we know, last time we spoke, we had a Connect that happened, but during that Connect, we found out that we should be looking forward to a Summer Connect. So we should be seeing one in June. It was kind of early, but I think this is a good place to start. And we can probably edit our predictions here in the next podcast. But right off the bat, do you guys have any big, little, indifferent predictions regarding the June Connect coming up? Does anyone want to jump off immediately with anything that they want to just get that prediction out there so they can say, I told you so when the time comes?
I think Activision's going to be the star. I mean, again, there's been a lot of things that I've been watching behind the scenes that are little things that keep happening that just lead me to believe that number one, I think the June Connect is absolutely happening in June. It's not going to be July or August. They're going to do something before this pro subscription ends, because they want to be able to do to where people stay onto the service. And I think, again, one of the things that somebody brought up, Pablo, in fact, and me and MM have talked about this. Stadia was very, very smart with something they did. So PUBG's Season 7 launched on the same day as the Connect. Season 4 for Warzone launches in June. I think it's primed and ready. I think all this noise we've been hearing where Activision's been saying that we're not involved, we're not doing anything, it all is NDAs, folks. They're not going to say anything. They're not going to try to talk about this out in the open. I think Google they've been punking us, man. I really do. And I think they're going to come in June. I think they're going to come in June, and they're just going to be like a 1-2 punch, and they're just going to leave people going, okay, why did I even question some of this stuff? Because they have to. They got to come in with the big games. Like that June Connect can't just be softball stuff. It's got to be a massive heavy hitter to get people to stay on this platform.
Let me catapult off of that, because I was going to make my bold prediction and you freaking stole it, Chase. Activision.
Everyone's prediction.
Okay, fair enough. I guess it's not that bold. So because I saw Charles mention it in your stream the other day, and I'm like, God bless it. I was going to say that on Friday, but yes, I think Activision is going to be pretty much the EA of this Connect coming up, and which means I think Tony Hawk's coming to Stadia. But that being said, I think Call of Duty is a good point, because the new season's coming out, and didn't PUBG's newest season launch right in time with the Stadia release too?
Yeah, with the Connect. It happened literally the day of the Connect.
Yep.
They timed it perfectly for that reason, because they wanted everyone to get access to the season apparel immediately, like literally that day. So I think it's quite, when we've talked about all these things that kind of like are obvious that are just like right in front of us. Like they've been talking about MMOs and RPGs. Oh, they're not making an MMO and RPG. Oh, they're making a 24/7 world. No, they're not making a 24/7 world. Oh, well, PUBG's coming out with Season 7. Oh, they're not dropping it the same day as Season 7's releasing. Oh, well, Warzone's releasing Season 4 in June. Oh, they're not going to try to do anything with Warzone. I mean, some of this stuff is just, it's sitting right there in front of our faces. That's kind of how I'm looking at it.
So another question regarding something you said, the 2-month free trial that was launched, or at least the pretty much Stadia's official launch, that was on the 21st, right? Do you remember the exact date? Was it April 21st? Not April. Was it?
Oh, 23rd, I think. Was it 23rd? Or no, it might be the 28th. I'll look.
Yeah, so someone looked that up because, I think
Connect?
No, from the official Stadia launch. So like when anyone can sign up.
The Stadia launch. Oh,
not the Connect.
Oh. So like when they did the pro subscription for free. Oh God, I don't.
Yeah.
Yo, Brian.
Yep.
When you say June Connect, are you predicting that the Connect is in June already?
Yep. Well, I think it's kind of the implication we got. It's not really an implication, but yes, I'm going with June.
Okay. I was doing some counting here, counting game seasons, and doesn't fit if game seasons ending in June to fit with the Connect, if you know what I'm saying. Like, we just had the start of Apex Legends Season 5.
Okay.
Which that season is going to be finishing in July. So that's another title that people were saying that will be coming to Stadia.
Interesting.
So we don't know. Now I'm going to do some research here about Rainbow Six season to see when it ends. Because it is already confirmed, by the way, that Siege and Quarantine, it's coming to Stadia. But since Google has a strong partnership with Ubisoft, we don't know, like a stealth drop as we saw on PUBG, and now it's available, Rainbow Six Siege.
I'll go with them announcing at their Ubisoft event they're having this summer.
Yeah.
I think that's a good spot for that.
It's July 11 or 12. Yeah.
I was just going to say, Eddie's actually right. Traditionally, you wouldn't see the Connect happen in June, but I think they're kind of put at a rock in a hard place. I don't think they have a choice here.
I think. Hold on. You got the Warzone article here. I'm going to pull up here. This is regarding the season coming up.
Yeah. The expectation is June. That's what's been said. So.
All right. So
it should be in there.
Failed last time. There we go. Control F. All right. Current battle pass is scheduled to expire on June 2nd. So that's the one. Okay.
Interesting. Yep.
So, that would be. That'd be early, wouldn't it? June 2nd. But that is a Tuesday, folks. Just saying. I'm just saying.
And it would be before the 2-month would expire for those that signed up day one that it became live. You know what I'm saying? Like they would have to do a Connect, I think, before that would expire to keep people on board. You know what I mean? So.
That's a good point. Meg, do you have any Connect predictions for the summer Connect? I'm gonna go summer. All right, Eddie, whatever. We'll just say summer. Correct ourselves. I'm not going to confirm it being June, so don't take my word as gospel. But go ahead, Meg. What do you got for the next Connect, whenever that may end up being?
Well, maybe I just hope, but I think we're going to see features being added, features that they've been talking about. This one was all just games. And I think that they're going to have to give us some new features rolling out, like any of them, because it'll be a year in June that they announced Stadia. And when they announced it, they said all kinds of cool features. And I was like, hell yeah. And I bought the Founders Edition. And then it's like, oh, well, that's coming. Okay, it's been a year. It's been 6 months of it actually being launched. Give us those features that we want, that we're so excited for. So I hope that they either release them or give us like a date of when we can expect some of these things to actually happen, as well as I think we're going to see a legit free to play game. Like I think maybe Apex is one, and I would love to see that. Man, I was bad at Apex when I played it, but I would play it again if it came to Stadia for sure. So yeah, I know you guys are all talking games, but I want to see those features. God, I've been waiting for so long.
So that's actually a good jumping off point. Do you guys think that including features in Connect is a good move? We saw during the Game Summer or the Summer Game Fest. Did I say that right? Game Summer Fest, Summer Game Fest. Jeff Keighley's video game festival that he is doing. That the UE5 engine reveal, while it was really cool, some people were kind of taken aback, saying this has nothing to do with game. I mean, it does have stuff to do with games, but it's not a game. It's not a game announcement. We're here for games. Mm-hmm. Do you think spending time in a Connect talking about features would have that same backlash, or do you think it's just something they need to absolutely touch on?
If they do it in the right way, it won't be backlash. Like if you just, I think what tends to happen with the platforms is that they try to get too into the nitty gritty. Like just say, hey, guess what? We have this new feature called crowd play, and then demo it and show it. Show people jumping into a lobby, getting into a game, and then that's it. That's all you have to show. You don't need to get into all the technicalities. You just need to let people know that that's something that's real, that exists. And people will go and then figure it out for themselves. They don't want to see a 10-minute demo on it. They just want to know that the feature exists. Yep. So I think this June Connect's going to be a little bit of a mix. I didn't want to take that away from anybody because I knew someone was going to bring up about features. I think that's also going to be in there too. I think they're going to hit us with 3 or 4 games. I think it's going to be Activision. I think it's going to be Siege. I think we may see Apex. Like I really think this Summer Connect is going to be like, you heard the commercials where it's like the monster trucks are coming to town. Sunday. I think that's what it's going to be. I think it's going to be like just this all extravaganza blowout of all of these massive games that we've been wanting to see on the platform. And they're just going to throw everything at us. And we're just going to be like, Jesus, stop talking. Stop. It's too much. I think that's basically what's going to happen.
No, but no, I think it's I think it's a good shout. I'm for Larry. That's good. I think it's a good shout. That was inappropriate. That because E3 would typically take place around this time, and they need the Connect around this time. So I think it's good for saving all your big announcements for the Summer Connect. MM2K, what are your thoughts?
Can I digress to 6-4? Did he go already? Because me and Eddie are scheming behind the scenes on something. We're up to something nefarious. So.
I got you, brother. You guys handle that real quick. I think that they're gonna drop games. I mean, you guys have pretty much said everything that has to be said in regard to this new this Connect. They're gonna deliver. I do think that some features are definitely gonna show up as well. That we've been looking for. But I agree with you, Chase, when you say that they shouldn't spend too much time on the technical side of it. Just let people know, get them excited about it, and then they can go find more information elsewhere in regards to it. I think that's the best way to keep this exciting, to keep the flow good, and keep the nonsense down in regards to, this wasn't a show about games, Yeah.
Well said.
Mm-hmm. All right. In the meantime, here I'm gonna talk to you guys about one thing that I saw, and one thing I believe is gonna happen. It's all right. It's kicking in. I think the proper is kicking in.
Exactly, for all of us.
I think it's kicking in. You think it's kicking in.
I was gonna say, Travadi's like, listen, y'all need to just stop saying you think it is. The man knows it is.
Thinking.
We saw that I believe that we will see features because it's different from when a Connect is a platform thing, and like E3 is more publishers / platform. So when the PlayStation shows their new console, they're gonna show the features for the new console. Xbox has already shown a few features for the new Xbox, so I think it's time for Stadia to say, okay, you're gonna see our games, but this is the new features that our console, which is a living thing, will bring on.
To be fair, though, they're pretty much a coming out party for those consoles, right? So I mean, we don't know anything about those. We do know stuff about Stadia. So I mean, say next year, do you think the Series X and the PS5 will still spend time talking about their features, or they're just going to be jumping all over games?
Well, I don't. If they're changing the approach of their thing, because Stadia, it's a living thing. They worked 4 or 5 years to develop the PlayStation, to develop the Xbox, and then to bring everything to life. It's that agile concept that I keep talking about. So since the Stadia is a living thing, somebody had a crazy idea to implement a video game platform. They can be done using Stadia. So that's why Stadia will continue to have increasing features that we cannot imagine right now. But I think those consoles will already be fixed with whatever, because it's basically a box with like one of the cool features we saw from the Xbox that is coming is that you can have, I think I may be wrong on this one, but I think you can have 3 games open and running at the same time. You click on one button and then you switch to the other game, and then you run a few steps and say and then I'm going back to that other game. I don't know why you would want that.
My phone's been doing that for years. It's not exciting.
No, I understand that. It's reducing the load times of game, but why would you be switching? Right now I'm playing The Division. I'm gonna take a break on The Division. I'm gonna be playing something else for the next 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna be back on The Division.
Well, actually, I know this is now going against what I just said. Some people with Red Dead, you have to let sort of like timers run, sort of. And so people will open Red Dead on their Stadia and then go play another game on another platform until their timer run out on Red Dead, and then they'll come back to it. So, I mean, maybe you could hypothetically be playing 3 games at once on the Xbox. I mean, that's really next level. But hey, there's no reason you can't do that with Stadia. They could just do that easily. They could instantly make that a feature with Stadia. That's no issue. So, I don't know. But that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, so this is a new feature that the Xbox will be presenting right now. But I don't know other features that they will be capable of doing. It's like their limits are kind of tight. Shit.
Hey, calm down.
Right. Now it's my time to turn off my camera and start.
I was gonna say your favorite superheroes are such juvenile delinquents.
Folks, if you are listening to us in the audio format, you need to watch us live so you can see our reactions, because they are funny. And I know I'm being very biased when I say that, but I believe it. Okay, folks. All right. So now that our juvenile delinquents are starting to round up their maturity just a little bit, a little bit more decorum would be nice, but whatever. It's okay. I'm all right. Any last thoughts on the June Connect, or excuse me, Eddie, Summer Connect coming to us at some point this summer?
I'm so sorry.
Whoever's not laughing, speak.
I say they're gonna make Elder Scrolls go live during the Connect, like they did with PUBG.
Mm-hmm. Right. I agree with Megan, and
that's my bold prediction.
Okay. I agree with everybody.
Just everybody.
I also agree with that. Yes,
I think that's a pretty safe bet, Meg. They've been talking about that one for a while. So
yeah, I think because there's an expansion coming out, and I think they're just gonna make it go live for everybody right at the start, like they did with PUBG.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Mm-hmm.
So Antonio brought up that Grimoire comes to launch on June 9th on consoles, which is also a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's.
Look at all these timelines lining up, y'all. I'm telling you, man. We're gonna get.
Now we're following the timeline. We're following the drip. Yeah,
follow the drip. Follow the drip.
We're gonna get 6 or 7 heavy hitting games in this next announcement. It's not just gonna be, PUBG and then a couple little games sprinkled in. It's gonna be Siege, boom, boom, boom. They're just gonna keep throwing haymakers, man. It's gonna look like that Mike Tyson. Y'all seen that Mike Tyson clip recently where the man's training?
Just look at his career. I mean, Jesus.
Sorry, that's Captain's gonna kill me. I'm probably off the podcast now. Here we go.
Fine.
Tony Stark.
Civil War. He's gonna start. He's gonna take a couple of these guys, take their own podcast.
Cap. I would never do that.
And then Thanos is gonna unite us again, and then whatever. All right. So we're gonna wrap up our final thoughts here for the audio version. This is on the shorter side. I mean, which is you guys are just being too immature, so I have to edit now. All right, but seriously, it's. I mean, has it been quiet to you guys? Do you think this is the calm before the storm? I mean, pretty much after Connected, things kind of settled a little bit. The dust settled.
Yeah,
it's been rolling. It's just kind of been a smooth roll. Yeah,
it's been consistent.
They've played the poker game to a T. Mm-hmm. Again, they rolled out the free service. They let 2 to 3 weeks just simmer and just let people really have take in and soak in the gaming community what that really meant. Yes. And then they were like, let me just sprinkle a little bit more, just a little, like each week a little bit more, and then boom, the Connect happens. Boom, the shadow drop happens, and then this upcoming week is. Again, like we've said, the 6-month birthday of Stadia, they're going to drop stuff on Tuesday. Like we're going to get some news on Tuesday. I think we're positioned to get something. I don't think it's going to be as big as the Connect, but I think that Connect, again, they've done this really well. They want to let the 2 months just really sit there, be there, and then they go, okay, you know what? Y'all have gotten your fill at the buffet table. We're going to hit you again with all these options. And then boom, they're just going to throw it at us.
There you go.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I think this Connect's going to be a banger. For lack of a better word, it's gonna rock. So any last thoughts from you guys? So if you're listening to us on the audio version, this is about the part where we wrap things up. We're gonna have a VIP after show, which VIPs is for the very important people that are here with us live or just happen to join us on youtube.com/Club Stadia for the stream version of this, so you can see our beautiful faces and MM2K's awesome logo. But
all the triangles and circles.
Hell yeah! Did you design that yourself?
It's an anime.
I like good friend of mine. Good friend of mine.
Like it. Yeah, it's got like the glitch in it. I like it. It's nice. All right, folks. Any last words before we sign off for the 3rd episode of the Stadia Initiative?
I'll say this. Okay. Go ahead.
Because I'll go after you. I'll go after you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know why I didn't mention the fact that I've been playing the hell out of some Zombie Army 4.
Woo!
I don't know why I didn't mention that.
Woo!
I love that.
Zombie nads, man. Zombie nads.
Hashtag zombie nads.
Is it the heads?
Shoot the zombies in the net. Shoot the zombies in the net.
Yeah. Break it down.
Shoot the zombies in the net.
I totally forgot to mention that. Ow.
Corn, hashtag corn husk. I'm sorry, people.
Yes. He's back.
Welcome to the show, MM. Glad to have you, buddy.
Right. Kicking in.
No, but what were you saying about this? Yeah, I caught some of your streams, man. They were fantastic. What were you saying about Zombie Army, man?
Man, this man is asleep. I was just saying I forgot to mention that fact that
I'm sorry.
Yeah, because he mentioned the games we've been playing and everything like that. I totally forgot to mention. I've been playing the hell out of that game. But yeah, Zombie Army 4. I mean, give that game some love. We never mentioned it, so
yeah,
it's an excellent addition to the catalog.
I had gotten to my rendition of Shoot the Zombie in the Nads. I'm sorry.
No, you could because it's been happening a hell of a lot. Too much mention,
We'll start composing it in the after show.
Yeah, I was working on this chord for a long time.
There's your hook, folks, for coming to the YouTube channel and watching us live. So,
Antonio, no.
Hold up.
No.
Just as we're about to sign off for the audio version, we got to shout out our boy Antonio.
Thank you, Antonio.
Who dropped us $13.99 Canadian. Love the show, he says. You all are amazing. Shout out to all the amazing content creators in the community. And yeah, it's not just us, it's you guys too.
Much love.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Antonio.
Antonio's an awesome guy. We have one of his questions that we'll line up for the after show here. So any last thoughts? I guess we can do one more wrap up of where we can find you just in case people already forgot. So Germani, where can people find you real quick?
Freeform64 on Twitter, Stadia, LXIV or 64 Roman numeral, and on YouTube 64 LXIV and Roman numeral. All right. My man.
Ray,
Ray.
They make it in rain at the end of the
exactly. That's what they like to do.
Audio podcast, huh?
And another one. Ray with $50 super chat. Jeez. Much love to all of you guys. That's
you guys are awesome.
It's
you guys are awesome.
That's your presence is the only presence we need, folks. Okay. MM2K, where can people find you, man?
You can find me MM2K and at Stadia Dosage on YouTube. You can find me at broadbandbullies.com, pntsnetwork.com, and you can also find me on Twitter. All right. Shoot the zombies and the nads. Okay. That's it.
Broadband Bullies.
Hashtag zombie nads.
Yes.
Eddie, where can people find you?
Stadia Player 1 at Twitter. And then I'm going to ask something to the VIP show.
Okay, sounds good. And then Meg, where can people find you?
YouTube.com/MegatronX. And my Twitter is there. So there you go.
Chase, where can people find you? See if you can get to this.
Oh my God. Well, Mr. Stark wasn't on his best behavior tonight. You can find me at youtube.com /Stadia Talk. You can also find me on Twitter at Phantom UFC Fan. Hashtag zombie nads.
All right. Let me take that off the screen so I get to the end of this. All right. We want to thank you for joining us for episode 3 of the Stadia Initiative, titled 6, where we talked about the 6 months in for Google Stadia, amongst other things. So if you stay with us this long in the audio portion, we thank you for your support, and we will see you in 2 weeks' time on the 29th at about the same time. Well, actually, you wouldn't be at the same time because you're listening to us after this fact. But if you are new to us, youtube.com/Club Stadia is where you can watch us live every other 2 Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time. That's 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And then what's that famous very East Coast time zone out there in Canada?
Atlantic
Atlantic
time.
daytime.
Atlantic time. Yeah.
So 9 p.m. ADT. So we want to thank you guys for your support, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you.
Shout out to Ray for the other 50. Big up to Ray.
Yay!
What do you do it again?
Jeez.
Yeah,
Again, he's letting him hang. He says.
No, he said.
Jesus, Meg said it.
No problem.
She's letting them hang because you gotta shoot the zombies in the neck.
Guy, I'm so excited now.
All right.
What
Before we
is
talk,
happening?
We'll wrap. We're gonna wrap this up. All right, everyone. We will see you in 2 weeks from now. Thank you again for your support,
Everybody.
Thanks for
and good night.
Oh my God.
Okay. Wow, Link. What?
Wow.
Before we talk about Link, I gotta decide. So we're gonna have a brawl here. This is the first scene of the what's the name again of the Civil War. Brian, Chase, please, the fuck decide if it's backslash or forward slash.
Right.
I know.
Right. It's forward fucking slash. There
Yeah,
you
because
go.
it's going forward.
Right.
Just say slash. Everybody knows.
One
Slash.
Eddie.
the fucking
Oh my
right.
God, Eddie! It's forward slash, my brother.
All right, we're gonna sell
How
this
is
once
that
and for
more
all, folks.
important than Link's donation, Eddie? Come on.
Yeah, how is that more important?
He was like,
I know
"Oh,
what you're saying.
I need to know.
In
Listen,
your
listen,
freaking face, Eddie. Boom.
It's a forward slash.
Hashtag zombie nats.
Did I say backslash?
No, I think he was referring to when I kept saying my YouTube channel and saying forward slash.
I think Chase, you did say backslash.
I think
Yeah.
Chase did say backslash.
All right,
maybe-
fine,
maybe
Eddie. Fine, Eddie. Eddie, you win.
Maybe Eddie was on my side.
Oh, no, Warzone. But now let's celebrate a little bit. Link. Love you,
God.
Link.
Love you, Link. Yeah, appreciate it, Link. You
Hey,
guys are great.
hey,
You guys
man,
are
yeah,
taking
thank
it to another level, you guys. Every week, like, stop.
We go to work just to send the donations out today.
I was gonna say Link, Ray, Antonio. I don't have any more liquor, but I just want to toast you. Thank you.
And not just them, to everybody joining us tonight, we want to thank you for spending your Friday night with us
All the
or your Friday
members,
morning.
all the subs, all the viewers,
Look at
all
that.
y'all.
But Link, another C note, if you will. I work a normal job, he says, to provide for this channel and everyone.
That's why we work.
That's
he
what
lives
he
in a
said
cardboard box down the way. He sends his money our way.
I'm just
That's
gonna
it.
talk. I will only say, please tune in this Tuesday because we're gonna talk about the story of my next future normal job. Because right now I'm not working, but I'll soon be, and you guys were gonna listen about the story.
Ooh.
Chase
Right.
already knows it.
You're in the after show, so now it doesn't have to be edited. You can say it.
Well, he might want to save that as a little.
No, because he said something in the beginning of teasing it.
Yeah,
Right.
it has to do with.
Oh yeah. You got that one?
Yeah, I got the job.
Yes.
So I got a new
Awesome.
Cheers, friendo.
Congratulations. I knew you would. I never doubted it for an instant.
Hey, Eddie, brother.
Thank you.
We've been here from the beginning. Cheers, motherfucker.
Oh my god.
Cheers.
Chase is gonna cry. Is that
Forward slash, motherfucking forward slash.
Motherfucking forward slash.
Hashtag forward.
Zombie Nads forward slash. Chase is an idiot. Chase is getting called out by Meg in the private chat.
You're laughing in the private chat, bro.
The next 15 days, you're gonna see the hell of me streaming over here because I'm still on vacation mode. June 1st, I start working. And the story of my new work, you're going to be watching at the podcast this Tuesday. The only thing I'm going to say has to do with whiskey and tits.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
All right.
Oh my god. Yeah, you guys don't want to miss
tease.
it. You don't want to miss it.
No zombie nads, right? No zombie nads.
No zombie nads. So we're gonna jump a quick question real quick from our friend Antonio.
Yo, Kai.
Or not.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I saw the comment. I had to say.
Let's still start about this. Okay. I'm not gonna repeat that.
Don't put that up.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Stadia Source himself is in the house. Dan is here.
Mr.
How,
Dan,
how,
what's up,
how
Dan?
early is it for you?
Jesus Christ. It's like 3 a.m. there.
So
Damn,
late,
bro.
it's early.
Come
Hey,
on, Antonio. Stop it. To Eddie, a big M.O.T.H. I'm not gonna do that all. Motherfucking cheers. $20.99 Canadian to the. Wow, stop. That's insane. Okay, Antonio. Speaking of Antonio, asked us if he thinks there's going to be a presence of Stadia at Gamescom, which is the festival in Germany. Is that correct?
Yes. And
It's digital right now. But it's part of the Summer Game Fest. It's digital.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think we're going to see something on Stadia there. But that's the weird part because during the Summer Game Fest, there are a few logos down there. And, okay, I drifted a little bit because there are logos and there's PlayStation logo, there's Xbox logo. But, for example, if we talk about the State of Play, which just happened with Ghost of Tsushima, that 6-4 was watching, including that wasn't a part of the Summer Game Fest. So
Right.
That's kind of weird. Why, if the PlayStation logo is together with it, they promoted the hell of PlayStation 5 with the Unreal Engine, and this thing specifically wasn't hosted at Summer Game Fest.
Well, I mean, I think Keeley and the team are still going to, because they mentioned the Paper Mario announcement in one of their tweets that it's been a big news week for video games. So I mean, they're going to blast every video game thing that's out there. So just because it's not officially a part of it, they're still going to make note of it, I think.
Well, that's the thing about the whole Game Fest, man, is it's actually just kind of going it's rolling as they go along. You know, they're kind of getting people to join in. If they want to do something for the Game Fest, they will. But if they got their own thing, they'll promote it. Yep. It's not really something they've been planning for months,
right,
on end or anything. It's kind of, yeah.
By the way, we forgot to talk about the Yellow Conference as well, right? I don't remember the name of the conference.
No, it's the Gorilla Conference.
Right.
Gorilla with Larian's going to be there, and they're going to. There has been an official kind of leak on the background. They are going to be doing some updates about the early access for Baldur's Gate 3. So we will find out about that. Apparently, is going to happen at that. I was going to say, just real quick, in regards to the Summer Games Fest, I think the reason that you're going to start seeing platforms like Sony jump out with what they did with this game and other games is they're on their own timelines. They don't want to wait until like Keeley and them say, oh, well, you can do it at this event. No, we're not waiting until then. We need to do it now because we need to grab, like Sony was trying to seize the mind share off of Xbox's Inside Xbox event. That's all that was. Like they did not want to let weeks go by and give Microsoft another chance to try to come in and try to throw another haymaker. That's what it is.
Wait, did you say that again? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah. So the reason that you're not going to see like that game happen at Games Fest later on, right, is because Sony is on their own timeline. They're looking and watching what Xbox is doing right now, because it's those two are going to go back and forth. It's going to be, you know, the two heavyweights in the ring, and Sony basically said, okay, Xbox, you know, whether we fairly think it's right or not, the reality is they didn't come in with a strong showing. So Sony's mindset was, bet, all right, we're going to come in and we're going to throw the haymakers. And they're not going to wait for Jeff Keighley to say, oh, well, guess what? You have to do it at this time. Sony's going to say, no, we're not. And we will do our own showcase, but this game is happening on our own timetable.
I was wondering who they were. You said they were not going to let someone else throw another haymaker, you said?
Xbox.
What haymaker have they thrown so far, though?
They haven't. That's my point.
Okay. You said another.
I shouldn't have said another.
Okay, because I was like
to throw any attempts at a punch. There you go.
Okay.
Look. I refuse.
I was like, who?
6'4". I refuse to take that rhetoric. Grounded looks like a hell of a game, and it's a day one buy for me. Honey, I Shrunk the Roaches is on my list.
It looks grounded for sure. You know, that's for sure. I gave it a shot. I watched the stream. I was like,
sorry, Xbox lovers. I'm sorry, and this is coming from a former Xbox boy. But yeah, I'm fanboy. They gotta do better, and they have the capabilities and the war chest to do better. That's all.
Yeah. I wasn't even trying to be funny. I was just like, I hadn't seen a haymaker yet, so I was wondering who he was talking about, because I was like, who do the haymakers?
You were absolutely right to come correct on that one and say, hey, when you say another haymaker,
right?
Because in my mind, when I said that, I meant them throwing punches in general, because they did try to throw punches, nothing landed.
Everything they've been.
Well, you know what? No. To be honest, the reveal at the Game Awards kind of was like a haymaker. That was a stunner.
No, it wasn't. It was not a haymaker, because it was a necessity. You know what I mean?
It was a necessity for them,
but it was not a haymaker.
Here comes the people's elbow. Get ready.
Please love us, okay? We'll show you everything, anything. Pay attention to it. That's all that was, because Sony already had all the attention. You know what I mean? They already
makes over here like boys.
Yeah. They ain't throw nothing.
They got some decent tracking on that. They did. I mean, I'm not buying the damn system, but they got some decent tracking on that. I'll give them credit for that.
They've ever gotten in the last 6 years, sure. You know, but that wasn't no big shot. No. It was big for Microsoft. Like, damn, y'all actually did something interesting. Okay. They're playing ball. Oh, no.
Hey, look, the Xbox followers are dropping out. Hey, look, these are the words.
That's where the dislikes are coming from.
Exactly.
Hey, man.
They're gonna refund on their super chat and everything.
Did you guys check a video that leaked with? Not leaked, but like,
gotta be something better.
It is a montage for sure that somebody did with the PS5 controller. Like,
the 2 hours of battery life.
Yeah.
Oh, that
2 hours.
What was that?
Oh, it wasn't real.
Like 2 minutes.
It was
video effects skills.
Yes. It was impressive, man. They did some, but they intentionally tried to make it clear that this is, you know, not real, with all the different things. Like, they had the Ferrari in the house and shit, and it was like projectile with 2 giant chandeliers, and it's like, come on, guys, it's not real.
I watched it twice, and I was like, what is this person doing? Like, what is their lifestyle even? Like,
car in my living room and have 2 chandeliers.
What?
My man didn't just say one. He's like 2 chandeliers.
No, and like there was Ori, and there was
camera shake going on, just to let you know. It was
that camera shake was so annoying. I don't know why I hated it, but it was just like
it was intentional.
Too like stop.
I think it was intentional, man. Just
I know.
You know, just to make it look silly. But I mean, people bought it up. People ate it up real big.
All right. Next question for us. Our newest member of Club Stadia VIP, Daniel Davis, asked us, what games are you excited to play this year? Why are you dancing, Chase?
Because he wants to play Baldur's Gate. Yeah.
You should. It's coming out this year.
Oh.
Early access is.
It's early access, though.
Doesn't matter. I don't care. I've been waiting, baby.
A lot of early access games have a lot of fun.
That's fair.
Yo, don't forget, next week, early access Ember.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah.
So,
Like
got real quiet.
Fires.
Silence.
I tried to say something.
we're all obviously excited for this.
We're excited.
You would have thought we were playing PGA 2K21, baby.
Meg, they're uncivilized. Do not mind them.
Oh my
All
God.
that damn proper 12. They're uncivilized.
Yeah, too much whiskey. Yeah. I was like, yeah, whatever. Any new game is fun. That's all I'll say. I'll play it.
I'm sure people will enjoy it, but it's
Is
definitely
it free? It's free, right? It's free.
Yeah.
I'll try it. I'll try it. Yeah.
Is it on Pro that we're getting early access? Is that the deal?
Yeah.
Going to find out. Has that been confirmed otherwise?
Yeah.
Where?
The interview he did
Testing.
with the Nerf report.
Oh my god.
Okay. Oh, we did with Nerf report. Nice.
A lot of fun though.
Nice,
So answering the question here, I think it's a lot of games. I would say next month I'm very excited to be playing The Last of Us Part 2.
Yep.
Then in September I'm very excited to be playing Cyberpunk.
Yep.
Then in December I'm very excited to be playing Valhalla. So at the moment I would say is this 3.
No Avengers? Are you kidding me? Do you know what this?
Yeah.
Never mind.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
Oh,
Yeah, well, it will be part of the backlog of September.
I think it'd be very disingenuous of us not to play Avengers at some point on the podcast. Not the podcast itself, but around our circle.
We
should do that. We should do like streams of that. That would actually be good. Could you?
Go
ahead, Eddie.
Say it again.
We didn't talk
we didn't talk about the PUBG teams.
Oh yeah, we forgot.
We're getting there.
It's supposed to be
Oh, okay.
Except I
We didn't
forgot. Let's
forget.
talk about
No,
Cat's like, I forgot.
Thank you. Too much of this stuff. Go away, you. All right.
You
PUBG
drank out of
creators.
the bottle earlier. I was impressed. I'm not gonna lie.
What about the bottle?
No,
I didn't. It was closed. I'll just.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do that. That's
Oh my
like
God.
borderline.
And that'd been amazing if he had just dumped that on himself. That would have been amazing.
sucked.
That would have been amazing.
All right. So there's something called the PUBG Creators Cup. Eddie or Chase, do you guys want to kind of take the lead on what's actually this is about?
Oh my God.
Why do you say it?
Because the story is tragic. Of what happened, by the way.
I'm gonna start because I am the captain of Team A, also known as Team Alpha, because we are the number 1 team of TSI.
Oh, please.
How does that happen,
Oh,
by the way?
It was randomly assigned. Come on.
Eddie edited the document.
No. Just let him keep rolling. Because once he gets going, I'm gonna pull the skeletons out of the closet of how this shakedown happened.
Okay, let me. Yeah. Go ahead.
So we're gonna be rolling at the end of the month. There's gonna be the PUBG Creators Cup. The TSI team, the 6 of us, will be participating in 2 teams of 4 members. But if you do the math, we are just 6 people, and we would need 8. So we split the teams. It's gonna be me on Team Alpha with Mr. 64 and Mr. MM2K. And a special guest, which is the best PUBG player in the community, Project Star.
Storm in the building.
And then we have the leader of Team B. Of course, the Team B is the second team.
Stands for best. What stands for best? Team B best.
It's for the best, yeah.
It's B for the second. But go ahead, Captain.
Which features Captain America. All right. Chase, go ahead and lead us off with what Team Bravo, not Team B, is all about.
Well, when the shakedown happened, no offense to Project, by the way, because Project is such a great individual. He takes no culpability in the actions of Eddie of bringing someone off the bench that should have never been involved in this situation to begin with. So what ended up happening is I had to do a little maneuver of my own by reaching out to my man Ashes and be like, hey, man, you got somebody on the bench. Since they wanted to be a little shady underneath the table, we need to grab a player from you that we know has got the same skills, if not, dare I say. And Project, I love you, buddy, but I think this guy and y'all are neck and neck, man. You could go either 1A or 1B.
I'm going to interrupt you. I wish I had the clip. But Project was trying to show off his skills a couple weeks ago on my stream the other day with Chase. And he's like, yo, I'm going to bust these fools real quick. He runs out into a firefight with a smoke grenade and gets lit the fuck up. So I am not scared.
Hold on.
Storm.
We got to elaborate on that real quick before I talk about the rest of the shakedown. Did you see his movements in the moment that it happened? He gets the grenade and he gets the pin out, and as he releases it, he knows he done fucked up because he starts like sidestepping side to side, and then this man's getting lit up like his body's like, bro, I was dying. He's like, his Project was losing it in the stream. He's like, God damn it. He goes, you gotta be shitting me, man. He's like, what the hell is this? Anyway, so the person we brought off the bench is none other than Link TV, baby. Link TV.
Yeah, it is. Linky.
So Brian, Meg, Link, and me are going to be TSI Bravo, baby.
Project says it happens to the best. It doesn't happen to Link. So
it doesn't happen to Link. Does not happen to Link. Just saying.
Hey, look, I ain't gonna throw dirt out there like you just did to my man Storm, but we done seen Link do some bullshit in some
yeah, it's impressive.
Hey, look, ain't nobody else fault before, brother. We ain't gonna throw it out there like that.
Hey, look. All we got, hey, look.
No, 6'4" is like, listen, you're gonna answer the Pope, baby. You're gonna pay up for them sins.
Yeah.
Hey, 6'4". All we gotta do is drive by the mugs. It's over. You know what I'm saying? I'll just lean out the window.
You did not just say that.
I got your replay, by
I'll just lean out the window.
Hey, that was a one-time event, baby, with that 180 pirouette where you shot dude, grabbed back right in the truck. You had drive-by, bruh.
I'm a golly. I got your replay. Hey, that's a sleeper beat right there. You be acting like
sleeper beast.
Yes, man. I'm telling you, I got it. I went back looked at my replays. MM, I got that thing. That 30-second clip of you doing that shit, man.
Hey, man.
Straight thugging, man. Straight thugging.
We'll be all right.
Link said, "I arrest my case."
I arrest what?
Okay, so
since we already cover
arrest my case.
And we were talking about games. Meg, tell us what is the game we're looking for this year, right?
Probably Baldur's Gate, I would say. Elder Scrolls. I'm really excited for Elder Scrolls, but I've already played it, so I feel like I'm not as hyped because I already know that game a little bit. But Baldur's Gate, I am really looking forward to. And then I was a little bit uncertain because turn-based, I don't know if that's my thing, but Chase is so excited for it. It like got me on board. And then I remembered I love Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. That game was the best, and that was turn-based. So then I'm like, oh man, Baldur's Gate's going to go to a whole other level. So I would say that's actually my favorite. I am going to play Valhalla and Cyberpunk and all those big ones, but Baldur's Gate is what I'm like really waiting for.
Okay.
So I'm the only one looking forward to PGA Tour 2K21. Okay.
Oh my god.
The only one.
And his camera shuts off.
Only one.
Only one.
You guys, so you all gave like your top three. So Baldur's Gate, I was gonna say Siege is my second, and Cyberpunk is my third. Siege is just because I've played so much in that game that I have to like. I will be, once that's on Stadia, I'm just going to warn y'all that you're going to see my name next to that game a lot because that game is dope.
More so than Just Dance?
Oh, shit.
I see what your online status. I know what you're doing.
Hell no, Brian. Of course not. Happy feet.
You said not on stream, man.
6 foot. Yo, listen, if somebody's streaming this PUBG tournament, if this man kills me, I already know what he's going to say. He'd be like, damn, I done killed Happy Feet. Word. It's just going to come out, bro.
We're going to find you. We're going to find you.
I was gonna say he's got the Liam Neeson. Happy Feet, I will find you, and I will end you.
Thank you, Raven.
Oh, thanks, Raven.
Thank you, Raven.
Thank you very much.
Raven was a part of that storm fuck up in PUBG
God
a couple
damn,
days ago.
there was no water in that down.
Yeah, I said it. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Don't be leaning out your vehicle, Brian. I'm telling you. Don't lean out your vehicle.
Hey, Storm, let him talk, man. Let him talk.
Let's keep me roll.
Hey, Brian,
Yeah.
talk your shit.
Let him talk, man.
Language.
I'll be hiding behind Megan Chase, like, help me.
Oh my god! I have no idea. Link
Hey, listen,
has
man.
gotta-
Don't listen. I'm not. Hey, listen. 6'4" is getting better at the game. So we can't. You can't be talking too much now. He's been handling business. I've been watching.
What's that shit? What's that shit you were talking, Chase and Ray stream about how bad I am at PUBG, huh?
Oh, shit. Oh, man.
First of all,
Yeah,
Ray asked the question:
Civil War.
Is Brian
It is.
worse or is Ray worse? And jokingly, because I
Mhm.
thought it would be great to be a little sarcastic in the moment, I chose your name.
Sure. Let's instigate this team B. Let's instigate it. Sure, Chase.
And that's going to be a friendly kill.
Right.
Yo, I'm looking forward to see a Madden match with Chase against Brian.
It's going to be like Ghost Recon 6'4". He's going to pop the grenade accidentally. Whose grenade was it? I don't know.
I have no idea.
See, Brian, I'm gonna pay to watch you and Chase play Madden.
Well, Project was bringing up that he's like, see me on that Madden, Brian. I'm like, I know how good you are, so that's gonna be a no from me, dog. He's a top 100 player, dude.
Yeah, a lot of people challenged Storm to that, never came through. Nobody ever showed up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what's going on? So let them talk. Let them talk, Storm. You know, we got this, man.
I'm what they call a bad Madden player. All right, but seriously, how are you guys doing? Like, how are you guys actually doing? Like, just want to know how you guys are doing. You guys holding up good?
In our lives or on the podcast? Like,
Can I give my 3? I'm gonna give my 3. Because I know that was a once in a lifetime event for PUBG. I know it ain't gonna happen again. So may God have mercy on us all. With that said,
he's about to fuck shit up. When I say that, I mean in a positive way. He about to fuck some shit up. When he did that amazing shit he did, he was like, man, I'm gonna die. I'm dying right away. Everybody. You know what I mean? I was like, what the fuck? Yeah.
It was legit. He 180'd out of the truck, pop, and then right back in that thing as it was moving.
wow.
Impressive.
I didn't know that I couldn't do that.
It's never been done type shit. You've never seen anybody do that shit in PUBG before.
But go ahead. Your top 3 games for the year.
My top 3 are going to be I know it's Cyberpunk. I that's just right up my alley. It's Baldur's Gate's number 2, and number 3 is going to be Assassin's Creed. I'm Cyberpunk is a hard one to put over Baldur's Gate only because of this. It was a given at first, but then I played what do you call that damn game? Golly, it slipped me. What's the game that just came on from the Switch that used to be on the Switch? The turn-based game. Octopath Traveler. Okay.
No. That's not the name, right, Mag?
Okay, so I may have renamed it on my stream. I couldn't remember the name, so I kept calling it Octagonal Pathways.
What in the blue hell does that even mean?
Octagonal Pathways, guys.
That sounds like some surgical procedure.
Yeah, everybody on our stream looking, what? Octagonal Pathways? What the hell?
MM, stop, bro. Stop.
It's gotta be real. It's gotta be real.
To remove the clot.
Exactly. Surgical shit.
Oh man, that's what I call it now.
God
Octagonal Pathways. That's right.
You went to the medical thesaurus to rename the game. Holy cow!
It's a weird name. It's a weird name. I didn't Octo Redo, whatever. I couldn't remember it. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't like that game.
I end up shedding a third of a cup of tears every VIP after show with y'all. Hard.
But go back.
Yeah,
What did you say about-
Octopath Traveler reinvigorated my favor towards turn-based. I love those games. My favorite game of all times is a game called Phantasy Star 2, which is a turn-based game.
Yeah,
from Genesis. I love it. And Octopath Traveler is like, it's one of the best games that I've played in years. It's fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to Baldur's Gate.
Turn-based games, man, get such a bad rap because there's so much. Listen, y'all, when I say there's so much cerebral like thought that you have to put in, you have to think 5, 6, 7 steps ahead when you're playing those games. And especially with a game like Baldur's Gate, the interactive environments, the roles, higher ground, lower ground. There's even situational pieces from the older games where if you were in water, you might have an advantage over someone that had like elemental pieces to them. There's so much in the game. Like it's so nuts. Cool. It's nuts. And not zombie nuts. But nads. But legit, it's a really, I think everyone's gonna be super impressed with this game. And again, what we saw was an alpha, y'all. I want again that to sink in. That's not even the finished product. The graphics are going to get better. That's the crazy part about all this. So
definitely not been one on my radar. To be honest with you, am I sleeping on it? Am I sleeping on it?
What BG3?
I think so.
Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I think. Let me just say this. If you're into, how do I say this? If you're into multi-layered RPGs, and what I mean by that is, and Kai's in here because he knows what I mean by this, where every time you go into the game, the environment changes. There's different outcomes, that's what this game is. And there's so many levels to it because you have the D&D rule set, which is dealing with the D20 rolls and everything else. It's going to be a problem. Like you're going to get sucked into that game, and then you're going to get into a guild. You're going to roll with 5 or 6 people. Then you're going to be eventually the word is on the street is that there is going to be inner like guild conflict. Like you're going to be able to do that at some point. I don't know how that's going to work. We'll have to see. But bro, see, I get.
So you're going to become antisocial here pretty soon. You're going to be like.
Yeah.
Gone.
No, we're all gonna be gaming with him.
He's gonna be in the big beard, you know, proper all over.
Yeah, I'm gonna look like goddamn Gandalf.
Yeah, you say dried proper all over his beard.
I don't have time. Yeah, no, but I mean, I will be playing with all of y'all, and I will give my thoughts on the game. I'll be very honest about it. I think, listen, Larian did an amazing job with DOS 2, with Divinity Original Sin 2. They really took their time with the game. They put a lot of love into it. They're taking a really careful amount of time with this game, and that's the right way to approach this. When you're dealing with this, again, how layered this game is going to be, you have to be so careful. You have to get the community's input. You have to make sure that everything is like I's dotted, T's crossed, all of it. And they're doing that. That they're listening to the people, and that's exactly what they should be doing. So I have nothing but high praise about this game. It's going to be a great game.
6-4. You're a big fan of Octopath, right?
Yeah.
Because there's layers to that combat. Imagine that on steroids and heroin. Sorry. That's what you get.
That's a fucked up combination.
Yeah. Exactly.
I want to
fucking nuts. First of all, steroids.
I want to see 6-4 top 3 games because remember me the potential of a 2021 game, which is Minecraft had a baby with Fortnite.
I got you. Gotcha.
That's where it goes fourth.
No.
Yeah, but 6-4 your top 3 games for the year.
Yeah, of course, Cyberpunk is on there. I was sitting there thinking about it, man, and man, I had to be honest. Right now, Cyberpunk is there. I can't say Octopath. Well, it's already out, but I've been playing that, obviously. This new game that just kind of came out of nowhere, guys. I ain't gonna front. It's that Ghost Runner game. That Ghost Runner game. I'm sorry. I'm really excited about that. Those kind of games just get me, where you have to perfect it. You have to, just keep trying, keep grinding, keep getting better, and keep perfect. That just really gets me. So I'm excited about that one. And what else? Would I be just overly excited about right now?
PGA Tour.
All right. No, absolutely not.
Also, Gunsport and Shapes and Beats. Those are games coming up. Those aren't my top, but I'm looking forward to them.
Yeah. I mean, just to give it that level of top tier.
Yeah,
I would say when it comes to, and I want to be clear about Creator, when it comes to that game, I'm excited to see how the community explodes, because I know that's going to be a game I'm going to explore a bit, but I'm just interested in seeing how the community explodes around that game and how it just, penetrates that market of creation games more so than just actually playing it myself, I don't know. That's where my excitement lies more so than anything with that game. But I don't know. I can't really think of anything. I have to sit back and think a little more on that, really. That's just getting me really super excited. But those two for sure, Cyberpunk 2077, because I've been waiting for that for a very long time, and it's just awesome to see that actually come about, and it's looking incredible. And Ghost Runner, man, Ghost Runner.
Yeah, I saw you playing the Ghost Runner demo.
Yeah.
But Brian, your top 3. We didn't heard your top 3.
Oh, I'll get there. Let me jump in real quick because I have not shouted out these awesome people. Daniel Davis, who, as I already mentioned, is a new member of this channel. By the way, if you are a member of this specific channel, you do get early access to videos I do launch. And then you just have to go to the Discord in the description, sign up to that. And then as long as your name's the same, I will make sure you're a VIP member there. But he dropped a $2 super chat, which is awesome. What are you laughing at?
Thank you, Daniel.
It's Meg's comment. She said it again in the chat. The octagonal pathways. I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't let it go.
So we opened up the octagonal pathways and removed the clock.
Cap. I'm sorry. Back on track.
Let me finish my little ramble here. All right. So Daniel, thank you for the support today with the new membership as well as the $2 super chat. And then one of the newest members of the community as a new member of the This Week on Stadia podcast, and he joined us for the UFC. UFC, what the hell would we call it?
249.
I know what that was, but what do we call it? Like a fight companion?
Yeah.
That got blocked by the UFC. Is that what happened?
Eddie kept freaking showing the clips in between. I'm like, Eddie, stop. He's like, nothing will happen. It will be fine. I'm like, Eddie, they're going to block you. And then 5 minutes later, they blocked his ass. I'm like, Eddie, I tried to tell you. He goes, Chase, I don't need to hear from you right now.
Dana is scared of us. All right, Dana is scared. But Kai, thank you for the $20 super chat. That is amazing, bro.
That's what's up.
A great dude. So definitely check out the This Week on Stadia podcast, Unfiltered, which features these potty mouth clowns in the corners of this screen.
Bro, I'm trying to find here. I will see if I can find, because we saw the Unreal demo, right? We were talking about Creator. And while Brian will talk about his top 3, I saw someone did a tribute to the Unreal Engine on Dreams on PlayStation 4. So somebody, after I don't know how many hours he spent, but he was able to recreate the beginning of the scene of the Unreal Engine 5 in Dreams.
Wow.
So if somebody did that on Dreams, you spend a lot of time doing that. But
Creator,
imagine what we can see the community creating a Creator.
Yeah.
But Brian, your top 3, why I find this shit?
I'm looking at it right now. That's insane.
Oh, did you find it?
Yeah, hold on, let me pull it up.
Pull it here.
People are just so damn talented. It just amazes me. This is why, with a game like Creator, I'm not going to even touch the creating side. I'm just going to play whatever people play.
Yeah, that's just
so.
Exciting.
This is kind of
go from the very beginning, because you see.
Holy cow!
He starts with
How long is it?
Look at that!
Whoa!
Wow!
That is the dream.
Whoa!
It looks the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts. People are just so good at this kind of stuff.
That's amazing.
I mean, I don't know if any of you guys have actually jumped into Dreams at all. So do you have to create all these assets by hand?
That's what it looks like in Dreams. You actually create the assets themselves versus use presets and things of that nature, which is really interesting in Dreams. And that's really cool.
No, right now you don't have this level of customization in Creator.
Yeah, assets themselves. Yeah,
but this is what I was talking about. Remember, Eddie, we were saying that eventually, if they start adding in different character types, different landscapes, different other things into the game, which will happen. Like long term, that game will get more and more and more. It's a given. Once they get to the level of what you see right there and what we see that they're already doing in a game that is not even close to the visual fidelity that Dreams is at this point,
right?
It has more potential to be better than Dreams. I think that's the whole thing is Stadia is investing in a long-term project with that game. They know what they've got, and it's their meal ticket. It's their dark horse meal ticket. They know that it will capture the demographics that are the younger demographics that love Minecraft, that love Fortnite, because it's got that style, that view. But then when they start expanding out the character archetypes, it's just going to explode. That's going to be a Ready Player One situation. I'm serious, y'all. Like it's
yeah.
Gonna be
I think that they're both taking very different approaches to the creation side of things. Whereas Dreams is more like a painter's
exactly
game, where this one's actually you creating games and building up huge worlds. I think the worlds in Dreams are really small, right? Like a lot of them are like really tiny instances that you can create, but you can like again use that paintbrush to make things look as close to as possible, whatever it is you kind of dream of, Let
me share one more thing here.
Yeah, it's just in blind because it shows how much talent people we have. And by the way, we already have some talent people in our community. Like this is the block he starts from. That's a timer counting the minutes of what he's doing.
Holy crap!
Yeah, see, he's getting build the assets and stuff. Yeah.
And guys, he's using the controller only, so that is
right. That's crazy.
Oh my god, he had to make it all from nothing.
Yeah.
Which the benefit of Stadia with Create, at least you'll be able to use your PC, which will be a lot easier than your controller, I'd imagine.
So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
There's
that's when you can build your assets. Exactly.
We already have some talent people in our community, like the Resurrector. You
see that controller?
He did this in under half an hour, guys.
That Valhalla controller that Resurrector did
awesome.
was just freaking amazing. Like Google, everyone's been saying this, but like for real, y'all need to reach out to this dude, and you need to have a conversation with the man. Like real talk, he's super talented. He's been doing a bunch of different designs. Somebody needs to get in contact with that man.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I think some of the. Was it an Ubisoft person or someone within the Stadia team?
No, it's Stadia.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't Ubisoft. It was the Stadia team. Yeah.
They reached out to the Ubisoft head of marketing.
Head of marketing for Assassin's Creed. Yeah.
Assassin's Creed. Yeah, exactly. They're like, can we license this? Can we?
Yeah.
Real shit.
This is.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So cool.
Yeah, and I think that's what this game really centers around. I think you can build game and write script and animate and everything, but it's definitely for the person who wants to create their own assets, which is amazing. I love this kind of stuff. Just watching it though, I couldn't do it myself. I mean, I guess I could, but I don't have the patience for it now.
Yeah,
if I was like 12, 13 again, oh man, yeah, all day long. But
Brian, you didn't share your top 3.
Maybe I don't want to. I'm just kidding. So, no one said Tony Hawk. What the hell is wrong with all of you people?
No, I
forgot about it.
I was like, would that be fair? But
it's an old game. I get it. I know.
I've already got that pre-ordered too, by the way. So I'm waiting for that demo, man.
Did you get the deck or just the game?
How?
How what?
How did you get the deck? Or what are you talking about? The skateboard.
I'll show you, my friend.
Because I got it on
unless it was sold out.
On Epic.
Yeah, it's sold out.
Oh, it was? Ooh, I feel good. I feel
awesome. You know what? Screw both of you.
Well,
you see the option for that.
This is why you follow Wario64 on Twitter, because that's how I found out about it.
I want to have another one signed from the man.
And another one.
How much was it to get all that?
$100.
Really?
But not bad. So it's an actual full-size skateboard deck that you get with it.
You had to get it with the PS4.
Yeah. So PS4, Xbox. So
okay.
So at the time when I saw the link, PS4 was the only available one. So I was like, all right, let's go with that.
You're like, done.
It didn't really matter. I had both. So it was like, I was like, that is amazing. Plus, you get an autograph of Tony Hawk, which is really cool, which I didn't know about.
Really an autograph?
What's that?
Is it really an autograph?
That's what the thing says. I don't know. It's where to go.
Digital one.
Yeah. Shut up. It's not a digital one.
It is. I would imagine.
You suck. You're right. Who cares? It's I wanted the deck, so that was the important.
That's cool. No, that's dope. Fuck, I'm just glad that they're gonna drop that demo early and everything. I want to play it as soon as I can, man. You know, let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm really excited for this one.
Yeah.
So, all right. I mean, it's not a new game technically, so I mean, it's kind of like a cop out. It's a cop out a little bit, but
yeah, I'm definitely anticipating the hell out of it, though. That's what
I am too. So, I do. I don't know, with the whole Activision presence, I think that's going to happen at the Connect. I think that game will be on Stadia, and there'll be a purchase there too. But so if I'm not going to include that,
wait, you're saying Tony Hawk's is going to show up?
Hell yeah, that was one of my longest predictions. So because there was a rumor of this, and I was really hoping it for more than actually truly predicting it. So we're just go with that.
It is an Activision game, and that's I think that's one of the games to kind of keep an eye out on, because if that makes its way onto the platform, then
please
everything
platform, please.
Because I was disappointed that the Switch wasn't included too. So I was like, man, this game just like in handheld mode would be so freaking cool. Because it's not like a game you need like a big TV to really enjoy. I mean, it's an arcadey type game, so you can just easily play it in handheld.
Big TVs back then, for the most part, you know.
Exactly. So
I can't wait.
So I'm gonna throw Avengers out there, because even though some of the initial stuff about it was kind of I'm a big fan of that IP, so I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully it's good as advertised. Cyberpunk, obviously, with having The Witcher 3 in their backlog as a game that CD Projekt Red has been a part of, I think it's gonna be awesome. Keanu Reeves being involved is cool. And then the third game, this is also a big prediction, so I'm really hoping it comes out, even though it's an older game, is the Mass Effect trilogy that's been rumored. So I'm going to go with that.
Okay.
It's a good shout.
Even though it's not even close to being confirmed at all. So that's probably not going to happen, but that's what I'm going to go with.
So you had trouble with the third game as well, then? I don't feel
exactly.
Thank you.
Because Nintendo hasn't made any announcements outside of Paper Mario, and
Paper Mario is a good one, but it's definitely not my most anticipated.
Exactly. Halo's probably not coming out this year, is it? I don't know.
No, they said
what Infinite?
Yeah,
it's gonna be either the launch or around the launch of the Xbox Series X. So.
If it comes out this year, then I'll add that in there. But if not, then yeah,
still not my most anticipated personally.
Otherwise, number 3 will be PGA Tour 2K21.
Oh my god.
But yeah.
Yo, Brian, may I drop a stealth here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Announcement. Nobody knows this one. Except actually nobody, neither you guys knew this. The chat's gonna know. So
wait, they know before us? That's not fair.
Well, how is that possible?
I know, because I was looking at chat to say, okay, I might share this thing here. I already got an approval. We're just working on a date, but I'm gonna be doing a live stream with the Creator team.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome.
Asking questions. They will be answering all of our questions. And if you guys want to get some question already ready, we can already send them up. But
pop a bottle for you, buddy.
In the next 2 weeks, it's gonna be happening there.
That's so cool.
That's amazing. Good get, dude.
Yeah.
When's that happening? Did you say it's happening?
Next 2 weeks. We're just figuring out the date because they're in UK, so there's the timeline and etc. But because I see here people in chat were saying, yeah, I think you will be able to import 3D objects into Creator. So that's the kind of thing we can ask in this question. Like, okay, we'll be able to import it at the beginning or in the future. But yeah, guys, it's gonna be very, very, very cool.
But they asked to not put any Nintendo properties in their game because they don't want big Nintendo coming after them too.
Yeah.
Everybody does in a creation game tries to create a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
Every single time.
And I don't know why Nintendo's so like, no, stop this. Like, come on, it's harmless, whatever, it's cool. Whatever.
Nah.
You have been quiet.
No. I've been doing a lot of jibber jabbering and I wanted to hear everyone's takes on their favorite games and so forth. So
corn husking.
And the corn husk is kicking in, yes.
Yo, Brian, we had a question from Antonio a couple.
Yes, I do want to bring that up. Yes, thank you for man, this chat's been where the hell did it go? Here we go. Okay. So I'll bring up the tweet that he's referring to if you guys are unfamiliar. So Antonio asked, what do you guys think about Stadia retweeting Google Play's submit your game idea post? Do you think we'll see stuff like community game ideas or stuff? I think Creta has a little bit of crossover with that idea, but this is kind of more from the Stadia side. So if you're unfamiliar with what Antonio was asking here, this is a tweet that Google Play put out earlier today and that Stadia retweeted. Personally, I think this is just more of Google just, kind of propping each other up. But this is kind of Google Play's idea of just letting you know that, hey, you can develop your games with us and we can make it a reality. So do you think Stadia might have some kind of similar mission in the future with this? I mean, they allow it or they have like a Stadia developers website that can kind of hint towards something like this. But do you guys have anything initially offhand regarding this?
I think Google Play. See, this is the tough part because I think the reason Stadia did it is because, damn, this is so tough because it's a segmented answer. I'm trying to like figure a way to like condense it. I think Google Play is its own business model, and Stadia is completely independent of that. I wouldn't read into that with Stadia per se at this moment in time. Now that doesn't mean that down the line that Google Play isn't. This is the MO of Google. They always use one specific service to test something, and then they try to roll it out into other services. Case in point, everyone was talking about the Google Play credits that you get when you do the surveys and stuff, and you get the Google dollars. They've been doing that just within Google Play, but we're starting to see that they're trying to move that into other services because they've been doing testing with that over the past 2 years. So, or not 2 years, year and a half, I think. So I think it's something we could see down the line, but I don't think it's an immediate thing.
Mm-hmm. So here's a development website I was talking about, but yeah, I mean, be interested if they kind of like aim towards people that are like just the general people are like, hey, I have an idea. Can you make this happen? I mean, once the Stadia first party studio really starts to get rolling, maybe that's something they can look towards in the future. But I don't think it's in their immediate plans. I think it's just Google propping up another Google company, personally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
It's cool though in that tweet. It's all girls that they're advertising there in the little graphics. So I think that's really cool. I know Google is trying to get more girls involved in things. When I did this stream connect, they messaged me after and asked if I knew any other Stadia streamers who were girls who were doing it. So I think that like that's another part. Like it's all girls there doing the designing and the gaming and the dreaming, and it's awesome to see that.
Well, Aaron Hoffman-John responded to a tweet that Rock put out there.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact language that Rock had said, but she was like very thankful. She was like, I'm glad to see that people are recognizing the hard work and talent of female creators that are out in the gaming landscape. And I do think that Stadia is trying to do a really good job, and the Stadia team in particular, of showing the diversity of the gaming community. Like that's something that I get real frustrated with, and I see it in other gaming communities. I'm just going to keep it a buck, y'all. It's a very male-dominated area in a lot of these other spaces, and you don't see as much diversity amongst gender and race and everything else. Like it's not as prevalent. And I think that is the one thing that I have enjoyed watching from Google is they are trying to make sure that they're being considerate of that and really trying to promote and push diversity. And that's exactly how it should be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for that the tweet that Rock had with Aaron Hoffman that you're referring to here.
Yeah, it was a really good tweet by Rock, and then her response was just amazing. Like,
it was a good conversation.
She's a really, really bright individual, and I like her positivity. There's been a lot of people I've noticed have tweeted at her a lot of really nasty things.
Really?
And,
wow.
And a couple other people too that are on the Stadia team in general, and I don't know. It just. I'm glad to see that they're fighting negativity with positivity. Like that's what it's all about. They're not letting this stuff get under their skin. And to Rock's point earlier in the actual live stream that we were doing, he was saying that Google is doing their own marketing and stuff. And I somewhat agreed with that, but where I agree with Rock 110% is their business model. They know what they're doing when it comes to the business side of the house. Marketing and communication are two different things outside of that. And you've got to make sure that that's tightened up. Exactly. So, for the most part, I think they've shut us all up about their business model because they came out with the Shannon news. They came out with the rollout that came out with this Connect with the Fire that kind of just left us all sitting there going, okay, we weren't expecting that. They're doing the right things in that regard. So yeah, there it is. Yep.
So here's the tweet. Adam said, my girls look at Google Stadia championing some of the most brilliant women in gaming, and it gives them hope and something bright to aspire to. This is one of the reasons I support this brave venture so much. Thank you, Aaron Hoffman, John, Jade Raymond, and Shannon Studstill for blazing the trail. And then Aaron responded, thanks for this, Rock, and for your insightful comments on our work. Please tell your girls that fighting for what they love is worth every minute. Your comment also reminded me of something else I wrote a long time ago for you and them. And this was like a blog post that she did during Women's History Month a couple of years ago, I believe. But it's we all have awesome ideas. So whether you're male, female, or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just if your opinion does matter. So I mean, that's good for her to reach out to him and to kind of have that conversation with him. And I thought it was really cool. So we had a MM2K.
Yes, sir.
Your time to shine. Let's talk about Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
Unless you had something else to add to that.
Well, no. Big ups to really the person to shine here is Random Noob. Mm-hmm. And I said this before, and I'll say this 1,000 times until it happens. We don't need digital lousy reviewing our games or reviewing the platform. We got some great content creators here in the community, and Random Noob is one of them. So Random Noob has been doing some testing of Doom Eternal. Yeah, the latency on Doom Eternal. And he's got it, and Eddie, chime in wherever I leave any gaps. He's gotten the latency down in his most recent test to 83 milliseconds, under 100 milliseconds.
I thought it was 100 milliseconds on top of what the Xbox
One. Yeah, exactly. That we're all liars.
Well, I'm going to correct you here real quick, by the way. It's like 200 milliseconds of latency.
Yeah, it's 2,000. Yeah, we're all liars.
We're splitting hairs here. Whatever.
He got it under 83. He got it at 83 milliseconds, which I think is lower than the recorded milliseconds on the Xbox One X, the world's most powerful console. And a testament to the excellent job that Random Noob does. Somebody from Google's development team, I'm not sure what specific title they have, acknowledged it on Twitter and retweeted his Random Noob's findings. So kudos to him, man. Big ups to Random Noob. That's superb. Excellent. And I thought, and it just, again, echoes what we were talking about earlier, to where ever since that NASDAQ article, Chase, people said, oh shit, our clickbaity days are over. We still got some of the last Boy Scouts out there trying to earn their clickbaity badge honor, Eagles badge. But they're a dying breed, man. And then we got the people, and I'm gonna say this too. I know I promised I was gonna make this short, but I'm a liar. I'm gonna say this too. Digital Foundry came out earlier today and said, you know what? We might have to, I'm giving them the young gay voice. You know what? We're going to have to find out something else to look at besides pixels. And you know why they said that? Because when you're looking at the true pixel count and looking at native pixels, you're going to fall short everywhere. Because like Xbox showed you with Assassin's Creed, they can't get that 4K at 60 frames per second at the moment. They can only get it at 30. So in order for them to hit 60 frames, at least in the early years, they're going to have to do a lot of dynamic scaling. Who else is doing dynamic scaling? Stadia. So if it was horrible at first when Stadia was doing it, but now that the world's most powerful machines have to do this again too, Digital Foundry realized that they're up shit's creek. So you're going to see them, I think, as Stadia gets better and gets more broader in homes, you're going to see them try to come back our way and start evaluating our stuff and not pick on draw distances and silly shit like that, right? They're going to evaluate us on the same level that they're evaluating these boxes. And I say to that, let's get ahead of that, guys. People like Random Noob, man, give me a call. We'll get a GoFundMe or something together for you, brother, because you are doing fantastic work. Digital Foundry even had to cite this man's work in their re-review. So this guy, hell of a job to Random Noob. Hell of a job to him.
Good shout.
Android Police was even showing up here too. That's cool.
Yeah, it just goes to show though that this is the whole thing, and I, like MM said, on this. It just goes to prove, y'all, that the next generation is going to be AI and computational algorithms. I don't know how else to say this to people. Like true 4K, air fried chicken nugget, deep fried chicken nugget, vegan chicken nugget. It doesn't matter what chicken nugget it is. It's a chicken nugget. Listen, y'all, 4K is going to be achieved in different ways. And all consumers are going to care about is, does it look as good, if not better than the competition? They don't care how the result is achieved. It's like going out and buying your Ford versus your Chevy or your Honda versus your Toyota. Is the performance similar? If the answer is yes, then people will choose it. I think the MM says this bibble babble and gigawatts and bibblewatts, the line that you use all the time.
Get it right.
Yeah, I got to make sure I'm being right, because that's if y'all don't understand, it's actually trademarked and I could get in serious trouble. But in all seriousness, there's only a select group of gamers, and listen, y'all, the folks out there that care about this, I'm not knocking you. But you gotta step away out of your silo and realize not everyone thinks down that lane that you're thinking down.
Exactly.
There's people that just care that they can play the game.
Yes.
Yo, Chase and MM, if you allow me here, just to recap to everyone, what the hell is going on here? Doom had pushed a recent update across multiple platforms.
Okay. Yep.
So Doom has been updated. That's when it triggered this tweet from Randall, because on the Doom update they said we're improving performance, and then they improved performance both over the consoles and over Stadia.
Okay.
But the huge thing is, people who play on Stadia didn't have, first of all, to download the update. So the update was there, you're just playing, and people were saying, it's playing better. And when he ran the test, the latency dropped significantly. And to add to the other thing you were saying, it goes back to the discussion we had about the Unreal Engine 5 review, because everyone says, I don't care if it's Unreal, I don't care if it's no drop, I don't care what the hell is being used to build this game. I just want to enjoy the beautiful game.
Spot on, Eddie.
Yeah.
You know, real quick, Brian, 6'4". I guess the reason I'm asking you this is, you have like talked about, again, I have to always give you credit when next gen conversations come up. You're always the man that is like, you're like 3 steps ahead on the chessboard when you're talking about this to people, because you're like, dude, you guys keep talking about next gen and graphics. Next gen is the experience. Next gen is this. Can you like elaborate on what we're talking about here with like the native versus the AI 4K, and why in the grand scheme of things of next gen, it doesn't necessarily matter whether it's the native or the AI? Because you have talked about this before.
Yeah, I mean, I was just kind of looking at something here I wanted to bring up in regards to that. You mentioned this a lot too, but it has to do with that AI, they call it DLSS or deep learning super sampling. Yep. It's something that they're using right now, and it's because, and even back in the day, developers weren't even using the full resolution of the screens on the older televisions because it's too. You're using up too many resources on something that's not important, you know. But with this, you can actually get a 1080p render to scale up to 4K and actually produce an image that looks better than a 4K native image. And obviously less than half of the resources. I mean, a quarter of the resources, essentially. Wow. You know, and that's what with these consoles. That's exactly what they're doing. You know, that's what they're going to be aiming to do. And of course, with the cloud, we're going to be seeing that and it being pushed even further to where you won't know what it's actually being rendered at. But the image that you're going to be seeing is going to be so sharp and clean. Again, you're not going to care. All this 4K talk and stuff like that. That's all marketing. What do they call that? Buzzwords. Mm-hmm. Everybody thought when they heard 4K initially, it was native. We rarely ever seen native. It was never about native. It was just about buy a 4K television, you know, because that's the new thing. And we want to have a good buzzword to get you to buy the console and believe in the message.
Well, and here's the thing real quick, and then I'll stop, I promise. But we don't have this argument when it comes up to Netflix. No. Right? We don't have this argument when it comes to Hulu. We don't have this argument when it comes to Google Play movies that are in 4K because it's not native 4K. it is upscaling or upsampling that they're using to achieve that result. So I think it's just a very disingenuous argument. It's really a pot shot type of argument to try to like play the flex game when the flex game is not necessary in this situation.
And Brian has something up, but can I just interject real quick? This was the centrifuge of my video today, and I know I was spitting all over my pop filter and stuff, but the reason why I was doing it is because we already been here. When Phil Spencer came out and started talking that uncompromised 4K, and everybody thought it was going to be native, and then we learned from that. Why 2 years after that are we playing 51st dates and we're expecting that everything Google comes out with is supposed to be native? It's silly talk, and it's only ammunition for those that want to just criticize the platform because maybe they're a little disappointed or they just want to hate on it. We've already been here. It doesn't have to be native. We just need just great fidelity overall.
Absolutely, we want our games to run smoothly and to work well, to be polished. First of all, that's the most important thing. And again, we want the games to be clean in presentation. And people will always say, "Well, on PC you can get 4K native." Dude, no, you don't. No, you don't. Everybody that plays on PC, if they have a rig that is powerful, they drop that shit down to 1440p because they're more concerned about frames. And the difference between 1440p and 4K is indiscernible to most. Seriously, and the amount of extra resources it takes just to run that 4K image is not really worth it.
Well, worth it, exactly.
Nobody really. Again, unless you just want a 4K image, you don't care about the performance and all that, which I don't understand. You know, you want to drop down all the textures and the After Effects and all the other stuff just to get a 4K image. Fine, do that. But I'm telling you, people out here that have that option to do that, they don't generally do that, you know, because it's not what people are making out to be. People just bought into that marketing hook, line, and sinker. That, you know, again, like you said, Phil Spencer said, compromised, which was a complete and utter lie. I mean, you know, and it hasn't been true. And in fact, it won't be true because, again, these developers are looking at ways to maximize on the resources that they have, and resolution at the end of the day is important, but not to the point to get to a native resolution. No. That's a waste of resources, you know. Absolutely. So it's not going to be the conversation very long moving forward.
I was curious. I wrote it in the private chat, but because Meg deals so much, Brian, real quick, with streaming and with the casual audience coming into her streams, I know you've said before that it doesn't necessarily come up, but have you noticed that this has come up recently since the last time we talked? And has anyone said anything about that conversation about 4K native, non-native, like what they're? Because I know people look at your stream and they go, "Oh, you're playing on PC." You said this before, and you go, "No, I'm playing on Stadia."
Yeah. Not really. Sometimes people will say, is this game 60 or 30 FPS on Stadia, or, oh, is this 4K or is it whatever? And I don't know. I don't pay attention because I don't care. It looks great and it feels good. Yeah. So I don't know. So, and that's what I say. I said, well, how does it look to you? And they're like, well, it looks good. And I was like, yeah, it looks great. And they're like, but what is it? And I say, well, go to stadiasource.com and check, because I don't know. Right. So like, if you really want to know, but I just say to them, does it look good? Does it look like you want to play? And you know, of course they're like, yeah. And then they say, well, you know, so it's on PC, and then I have to be like, oh my God, no, it's Stadia. Like, get it? Like, it's hard to explain to people, right? Yeah. But
it happened today again, right?
Like,
when maybe, we were playing the crew, somebody, what is this screen on your side?
Yep.
Yeah. They didn't know. Yeah. It's interesting because when you stream a game, you get the Stadia folks, and then you get people who are just looking for live streams of that game. Mm-hmm. So it's like every time you stream, you're teaching about Stadia. But yeah, it did happen. And they were like, yeah, because I assume they play crew. And then they're like, how do you see someone else's screen? And then you tell them about Stadia. So I think those are the things that we should like focus on. And I mean, you gotta get a hardcore person who comes in asking me about frames and resolution, and I'm like, I straight up don't know. Like, just look at it. Looks good.
And
have fun.
Another reason why Ubisoft is the best company that's supporting Stadia, because they're actually using their damn features.
Yeah, right. Come on.
Like I said, man, like I said, they're always about, and Chase, you said it too, they're always about that new bleeding edge in technology, exploring different ways to get engaged in, you know, these different technologies, and they're not afraid to be some of the first to do it. I love that. You know.
Can I share something about the crew and the String Connect? Because when I saw it first, so why would you have String Connect on a racing game? Kind of doesn't make sense. But when we play it today, it does make sense. It made more fun the experience, right, Mag?
Yeah, totally. In the races, okay, personally, I am just trying to stay on the road. But if I would hear Eddie like say something or scream, and I'd look and I'd see him, crash, it's like an extra laugh. It's pretty funny. But it also helps just practically, like, where are you on the map? You just open your map, and your friends are like, "Oh, you're right there. Okay, I'll come there." Or like, "Oh, well, let me show you how to do that." And you go into your menu, and like your friends are like, "Oh, okay, I see that." So it has multiple benefits. Like, it's just great. It's great. I love it. Stream Connect is the best.
All right. So this is something we kind of glossed over. Well, actually, by glossing, I would assume that we actually talked about it. So Eric brought up that Stadia is actually a part of IGN Summer Gaming event, which is coming up soon. So do you think this is connected? And I'm using that word very.
I didn't even think about this. I totally didn't think about this.
Do you think this has to do with the Connect by chance?
Can somebody do some quick hot take research real quick and see if Activision is in on the IGN Summer of Gaming? Are they one of the devs?
It's Eddie. That's Eddie's job.
I'm gonna beat him.
I'm almost Jamie from Joe Rogan Experience. Hey, Jamie, can you pull that up?
Activision is not. They are not.
They're not. Okay. Interesting.
So let me bring up the whole list because quite a bit.
Is Ubisoft?
Yes.
Okay.
Twitter is too, by the way. So who knows what Twitter's called gaming service is going to be all about? What are you doing? What?
Brian, pull this up.
I did not, Eddie.
Oh, I missed it. Then I missed it because Brian, I think I already got it.
It's already on the screen. We're already looking at it.
In your face.
Is Activision on there or no?
No, they are not. That's the top of the list. Blizzard is.
No. Oh.
But Activision makes some of your more. Well, I guess not true because Overwatch is involved with Blizzard, correct?
Because the link I sent has update Activision, or not Activision, Blizzard and Ubisoft joins the show.
Oh, wait, that's the exact same thing. Maybe if I read the entire article, Brian. Oh, hold on.
Jesus, right. Cap.
No, wait, because I typed in Activision. Didn't show
the
up.
Header, right on the header.
Okay, then I have a different one. Right in June.
So Activision is joining.
Blizzard.
Oh, Blizzard. No, that's in the list I have here, though. So Blizzard's on this exact list. So it's the same exact article you just sent me. Yeah.
Well, it's a parent company anyway.
Yeah, so here's what could be interesting on this. I'm going to throw in a dark horse game that I think is going to come to Stadia. And I haven't talked about it except one time, and it was a long time ago, Eddie, on Twos, but I'll bring it up here again. I do think that Diablo 4 will make its way to this platform. And I don't know. I just have a gut feeling on that one because that game, Blizzard has always tried to get that game in every single corner of the market intentionally because of how big it is. And that one would make a lot of sense.
So Sony and Nintendo are the only big companies out there. So Xbox would be there as well.
I wonder if they are going to do their Connect style showcase on the IGN. God damn it, Brian. What's wrong?
Ellie Card said Diablo 4 when it comes out in 2035. That's funny.
They may, you know what would be awesome though, is if they use that event, because they're not going to be on a stage, but they use that event to do their Connect. Like they do it as part of the showcase.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was hinting at. Yep.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Because otherwise, what would you do as a part of that? Because I feel like this is kind of like what Jeff Keighley's doing, but IGN's doing their own version of it.
Well, and I think IGN has more exposure right now. Jeff Keighley's thing is so brand new that it hasn't really hit the mind share. You know what? That makes more sense of why Stadia chose to go with IGN versus that, because again, it comes down to exposure. So kudos.
So.
And Stadia and IGN has been close relationships since the beginning.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah.
June. Was there an exact date for this? Did anyone know offhand?
I totally forgot about it too, because when it got announced, we talked about it a little bit, but
To be honest, I didn't knew about this.
June 6th to.
Wait, Kai, hold on a second. Kai, has that been announced, bro? Did you see that somewhere? Or are you just speculating, bro? Don't be talking that mess.
I think he's talking that mess.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if they would work on Diablo 3 at this point.
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
Unless Diablo 4 is that far away, then maybe. But because they brought it to the Switch about 1.5 years ago, I think. So I have it on there. So who knows? Yeah, I don't see an exact date. Do you guys know one?
Diablo, no. He did say he was speculating though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
June 11th. No, that's EA Play.
No, I would love me some Diablo on Stadia. Like that's one of the games that Kai got me into was Diablo, and I've played the ever-loving shit out of that game on PlayStation. So,
Yo, Brian.
Yeah.
The IGN thing is not the 6 to 8. The 6 to 8 is the Guerrilla
Games. Yep.
Guerrilla Collective.
Yeah. That's why I was asking if you guys knew an exact date.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see.
Well, summer is gonna be a hot summer.
Yeah, it's
for games.
So we usually find out the awesome information about new games coming to platforms. But yeah, Antonio says that Amazon will be there too. So it's gonna be interesting.
We'll see what they do. They will be one to watch.
Yeah. So did you guys see any comments you want to highlight? I think this is a good wrapping up point. It's about 3 hours in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. These tend to run 3 hours every time.
These do.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first one like 4.5
First
hours.
one was so
Stupid
long.
length.
Did we tackle
Meg's like,
did we tackle Alucard 23's question? I know he had something that you had up on the
Was it the DLSS thing?
Yeah.
I thought it was a companion to kind of what we were talking about at the time.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah, Dramani actually covered that. Dramani talked about it.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see that. Yeah.
This one?
That he said that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got to cover that. Yeah.
I guess just to this
what came to mind, when you guys were talking about it, it's exactly what came to mind. But
yeah, I was just going to say to bookend it, this has been technology that's been in the works for several years now.
Yeah.
And companies were already looking at ways to utilize this. And again, Stadia's gotten the bad rap because Stadia is using it and upscaling through the data consumption. So therefore people are like, oh, well, they're the ones doing this to then take away everything from gaming. And it's like, y'all need to go back and look at the receipts because before Stadia even showed up to the marketplace, this was already in the works by a lot of these companies. It's just Stadia chose to take it and apply it to the tech because they knew it would help them reduce the data consumption. That's all it is, folks.
Yeah. And this is what these companies want. They absolutely need this technology because to do native is just, it's too much.
Expensive.
Yeah. It's too much. It's too much.
All right. The hat is off.
Atlas.
That means we're wrapping up here. So unless you guys have anything else to share with the viewing audience today or ourselves here, I think it's a good place to stop for now.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, I think we're good.
All right. Show.
Yep.
So we will see you guys in 2 weeks here on the channel for episode number 4. Hopefully we get some new news. We'll have some new games out by that point. So we'll have Sundered Junta. Am I saying that right?
Juntun.
Okay. Ember will be out.
Say it, Megan. What is it?
I said Jotun. Jotun? I know it's Jotun. It's Jotun. I'm saying that. It's gotta be that. It's gotta be that.
Wow, you guys know the history, like Meg likes to change the name of games.
Octagonal pathway. I'm gonna go play that on the Switch real quick.
I was gonna say, coming to a surgical center near you.
Exactly.
Pathways? Pathways? Yeah. No. Okay.
Yeah, man, you gotta stop, brother. You gotta stop.
All right then. I'll pay some on. Wait, where is it? No.
Oh man. So. Oh shit. I'm sorry. Thank you, Tripoli. We forgot to predict our June Pro game.
Oh,
wow,
man.
that was on the rock.
We can't close the podcast out with that.
You can't close it without it?
No, without it. Yes, without.
I thought you said with it. I was like, okay, that's
I
rude.
think that's what he said. So I was like, okay, I guess we won't
All
then.
right. So our June Pro game predictions. Because the reason we're doing it this early is because by the time we do our next episode, they'll be announced because we'll be 2 days away from getting them. So here's something we need to know, because last time we did this, we were all fucking wrong. None of us got one right.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that we all looked at games that were on the platform.
Already on the platform.
So, I mean, although Germani, I think you said Gunsport in there, which that might be a June game.
Right.
So there's an idea for someone. So what do you guys think we'll be getting for June? And let's see if anyone else can get it right this time. Germani, speaking of, let's start with you. I'm going to put you on the spot. What do you got? Tripoli, thank you for reminding me. Wow, I'd have been really pissed if we went without that. Let's go.
God damn it. I was the one that was trying to get away without doing this now.
Do you want me to wait?
Please. Amen.
I'll start. I know.
He didn't use me. I'm going to use you.
He's trying to fight out. He's trying to fight out of the corner, man.
What did him do?
No, Meg can go first. Meg can go. Ladies
Okay.
first.
I think that we're gonna see Gunsport and the other Shapes and Beats and another game. I think we're gonna get 3, and I think Gunsport and Shapes and Beats are gonna be 2 of them. And I don't know what the third one will be. Maybe one we already had. Like, I still think like Trials is gonna be a pro game. Like, I haven't bought it. I'm literally just waiting for them to give it to me. So maybe Trials or something else. But I really think we're gonna see those 2 fun games in June, and I'm gonna play them both.
Okay.
Love it.
Let me just help you guys out here. I think if we were going to get an Ubisoft game, we would have had one by now. I'm really thinking that Uplay Plus is what they're going to leverage all of these games for. So, I mean, I would love if like a game like Trials became free, or Assassin's Creed, because that would be much more exposure to some terrific games. But who knows? So you're going to go with Trials as your third game for sure?
No. Third game is open.
It's open.
You already said it.
Yep.
Fine. It's Gunsport and Shapes and
Final
Beats
answer.
So
you don't get a 50-50 on this. I think Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Open is my choice.
What game is that?
Octagonal
Pathways.
Octagonal Pathways.
It's coming. New game. It's happening.
Octoclip Travelverse.
All right. Jesus, Emmett.
Who wants to go next?
All right, so I'm going to go off the reservation here because I'm nuts, and I'm going to do it because I was wrong, and I can't get any more wrong than I was last show. What the hell? Let's shoot for the win here.
Attaboy.
Xbox has been trying under the radar to mimic Google because they really are fearful of them, like they stated back in November, and it's evident to me in the crappy event that they had last Tuesday. It was, if you look at it, it was kind of similar. It was like a $2 version of what Google did. It was horribly produced or whatever. And then Aaron Greensberg, right after that, tried to steal a Google line where he said, we don't force the developers to develop a certain way. You know what I mean? When they were talking about the 4K 30. So I think Stadia is going to pay them a favor back. And they're going to say, we'll hold our beer. We're going to take your, try to rip us off, and we're going to rip you off even better. I think the June free games are going to be Wolfenstein Youngblood. That has nothing to do with that. But
I know where you're going.
But the game, you know where I'm going. But the game that has a lot to do with ripping off Xbox is going to be.
Wait! Don't say it. Let me see if I can get this right. Hold on. I think I know. You're going to say that. Am I right?
Red Dead Redemption 2 Travelverse Traveler. Yes, no, Red Dead.
Yeah, because it just went free on the
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know.
They give you the DeLorean map pack, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It took me 5. I know it took me 5 minutes to work up to that, but That was my dramatic moment. But
as soon as you said Xbox, I'm like, I know where he's going. I know where he's going.
Red Dead Redemption 2, baby. I think it's going to be that and maybe Wolfenstein Youngblood. I know I'm wrong, but
good.
hey.
Those are good. No, those are good.
That'd be a banger month right there, dude.
Yeah.
That'd be.
I bet one or the other, though. I don't think both of those at once.
Mm-hmm. Dude, that's up in the
other.
That's up in the ante though, because there's a time limit to where it'll be on Game Pass, right? So
That
GTA was GTA 5 on there just before that?
Yes, it was.
And now it's not.
Yep.
So RDR2 will have that same exact thing, correct?
Exactly. Yep.
Where Stadia, if you have a Stadia Pro membership, guess what? You always will have access to RDR2. But that's a huge prediction. That's a big one. I like it.
All right, my 3.
Yeah, all right. You're going with 3. All right, let's go.
Yeah, I'm going with 3. So I'm gonna still go with the gun sport as 1.
I like it.
I'm going with Lost Words. That's 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Rage 2. That's 3.
Rage.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's
those are my 3. That's it.
That's it.
That's good.
If it was 4, that'd be insane. I mean, I'm
number 4.
Not another one. But no, seriously, that they've gone 3 months now with 3 games, or 4? Is it 3 or 4?
We got more.
This one, right?
Well, I mean, if you count PUBG, yes, but I mean,
I count it.
You got
okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
but still, I think that's definitely going overboard in a good way. I mean, I think that's a lot more than we anticipated on getting when it comes to these kind of pro games for sure.
Well, and here's the thing, just real quick. I know we're given the 3 that we think are going to happen that are from the existing library. If they do the Connect and we get a Warzone, we get a Siege, those are all likely going to also be pro games. So you could see a month where we get 5, maybe even 6 on the pro subscription, which is going to be nuts.
I can't keep up.
But does that technically count as our predictions though?
No.
I'm just saying on top of it, you said that they're already giving you 3 or 4. You're going to be potentially getting even more this upcoming period.
Does anyone want to add Doom 2016 to their list?
Me, myself. That was
right,
going to be my predictions.
Go for it. Let's hear it.
So I had Doom 2016.
Okay.
I have only 2 games actually, and the second one, it's a game, and then I'm gonna make a question. My game is Windjammers 2.
Oh,
okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But and the question is, Windjammers 2. I was just doing some research on them. It's a producer called Dotemu. But the worst part it is, they are the ones responsible for what the hell? Streets of Rage 4.
That game is so good.
But why isn't that game not here?
Yeah,
it needs to be. And that game needs to be here.
I'm guessing it has to do with the same exact reason that like a Crisis wasn't done, because the game was just already in development at that point.
Yeah, for sure.
Mind yet, so
but it definitely needs to be on Stadia.
I think it'll make its way though, since the devs.
You've got it though, right, Brian?
I haven't gotten it yet. No.
What?
No. Do you have it on the Switch?
Yes. Man. Come on, Streets of Rage.
When you only need Streets of Rage,
he's about to pull your Sega card, bro. The way he just looked at you.
Do you have any idea what I'm working nowadays?
Revoked.
Oh damn! He said, "Give me the mini." He said, "Give me the mini, Brian. Give it to me.
Hand it over." No talking.
You don't want 6-4 to play the remote card on you, bro. Because once he says that, you in trouble.
After this, I'll stream Streets of Rage 4. All right.
We'll do something to get it back, because it's revoked now. It's revoked, everybody. No Streets of Rage 4. Come on.
All right, has everyone else played Streets of Rage 4? Am I the only one?
No, you are the
that doesn't matter, Brian.
Fanboy.
Stop trying to deflect, Brian.
Everybody
have a shield, damn it.
You guys are safe. That shield ain't working right now, fam.
I'm trying to not answer that question, Brian. So stop deflecting, Brian.
So, have you played Streets of Rage 4?
Oh, my mic went out. Hold on.
You're supposed to be the Sega fanboy.
Hey, MM, technical difficulties.
It's like, shit.
Like I said a couple weeks ago, I've been deep into Fire Emblem right now, so that's the only.
Nintendo franchise.
Oh wow!
It's on my Switch. God, all right, moving on. Eddie said June 2016. Let's get back to the topic at hand, and not embarrass me.
Sega
Eddie.
fan card revoked for the moment, guys. He's a Nintendo fanboy undercover. That is a deeply
ask me
entrenched
how many
Nintendo
mini
fan
consoles
game.
I got, huh? This is the only one. This is the only
Those don't matter.
Oh,
Those don't
wow.
matter. No Streets of Rage 4.
That's fair. All right, Eddie, you said Doom 2016 and what else?
And Windjammers 2.
Oh, yes, Windjammers 2. We haven't heard
And
anything.
of course, I can go again and say Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now that I purchased the game, I don't mind anyway. I got tired of waiting and purchasing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I need to pick it up too because it's not a Ubisoft game is not going to be there. I don't think.
Yeah.
Considering they're trying to leverage that. Yeah, for the Uplay Plus, that makes sense. They probably wouldn't do that.
Prediction time. Do you guys think that on that Ubisoft event in July, we will see in stealth drop Uplay Plus?
I'm hoping at least by then. Yeah, by then the latest.
So if you had that, you'd have to have a lot more games with it, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Like maybe an Ezio trilogy. That would be sweet.
Boy, that is a tough prediction right there, my man. I don't know.
I think it's too early.
I think it is as well. Because some of the games, I mean, they've been doing really well with the games, and we talked about implementing a lot of the different features that are exclusive to Stadia. But some of the games they currently have out now, they're still doing a lot of work on, to get them to work as well as they can. So I'd imagine they got a lot of work cut out. I mean, I wouldn't sign up for Uplay Plus with only 30 games available. I'd want at least 60,
Oh, if they're not announcing their stealth dropping, at least they're talking about that, right? They're gonna make an update on Uplay Plus.
I can go with that. I'll agree with that. Yeah, they'll at least talk about it.
I don't know. I just I don't know. That's a tough one. I feel like it. I want to say that they would just drop it. I don't know if they would discuss it, but
because it has been always said next year, on the last Connect, which happened in June, and they said next year is gonna be Uplay Plus, and the next year never arrives. It's just like Stadia games coming soon.
Later this year. It used to be stay tuned. Now it's later this year. So at least we changed up the lexicon a little bit. So that's cool. So Chase, what do you got?
Well, I mean, 3 of mine already got stolen, so I'll just go with it anyway.
Matter. There could be some.
So I had Gunsport as my first one. I had Shapes and Beats as my second one. Thank you, Meg. And I was a little hesitant on this last one, but I think just because it's been going down and down and down in price is Wolfenstein.
I like that. So I'm kind of going off of just at least I'm borrowing one from last month too. So I'm going with Lost Words again. I'm going to go with Gunsport as well.
Well, man's not going to give up on Lost Words. Lost Words this month. Lost Words next month.
I was just looking at it. It's $10. I'm like, maybe I should just click buy. I don't know. But my third prediction will be an unannounced game that we have not even heard about at all. And I know it's a cop out, but they've been kind of trying to do these, random announcements. So I'm going to go with an unannounced game.
No, that's not allowed. I tried to say open and you all said no.
No.
So I vote for an unannounced open game too. That's Oh my god.
No, because if it was open, you could assume it's like it could be Assassin's Creed, it could be Doom, it could be anything like that. No, this is saying the game we have no idea it's coming to Stadia yet. It hasn't been announced yet.
Look at Meg's not buying it.
I'll give it to him.
Brian, it's pro games. It's game that it's gonna be for free.
Yep.
We're gonna get a game for free that we never heard of.
Yep.
Okay.
Write it down, baby.
Pop up with something.
Because I wrote it down.
Did it happen already?
Zombie Army
Didn't it
4.
happen before?
Yeah,
like
it did happen with Zombie Army. Yeah,
Zombie Army.
That was something. Yeah, it just
we
randomly.
didn't know that was going to happen.
See, But that was an anticipated game by a lot of people, including myself.
But not
And-
officially announced.
But yeah, we didn't know that it was
No.
actually coming until we got a rumor, and the next thing you know, it's here.
No, I agree with you all. I'm just saying that it's actually I'm trying to bolster Brian's point is that they did that intentionally because it was such a highly sought after game. Because there's a lot of people that didn't know about it, but then once like you, for example, Jamona, you started playing. What the hell? Like, how have I never played this franchise before? Because it's a good ass franchise.
Facts.
That horde mode is.
It's legit, man.
I've ever played the horde mode yet, man. We need to do that.
I haven't either.
Yeah,
something we might have to do tomorrow.
The main line is fantastic.
Teaser.
Yeah. Hey.
All right. So we got our predictions out of the way.
Multiplayer mayhem.
Yeah.
Multiplayer mayhem. Freeform gaming. Holla at your boy.
PFGs, baby.
All right. The glass is refilled. The podcast is now over unless you guys have any second last words to say before we go back to the. Oh, he needs a refill too. Hashtag refill. Hashtag zombie nads. I'm Brian. What else do you guys got?
I'm Eddie. I'm out.
I'm Chase.
That's it. That's all she wrote.
All right, you guys stay safe out there. Wash your hands. All that jazz. You know.
Shoot the zombies in the nets.
Zombies in the
Zombies
nets.
in the
That's the party's at
Oh my god. Sorry, Mom. Go to bed.
All right. Good night, everybody. See ya.